All right, welcome Star Wars fans. We are here getting ready for day 2 with the first round of the top 8. I got Garrett Lawson here with me.
How's it going, Rob?
Uh, it's too early. We should run every event on West Coast time.
I mean, those of us who have children and have gotten used to getting up at dark 30 this is fine. It's 9 o'clock here. We're all good.
Yeah,
So
but it's 9
uh,
o'clock on a Sunday. Who's up at 9 o'clock on a Sunday with church people?
that's not me, but I
Oh yeah,
mean,
we're all
Wild
heathens.
the Wild played earlier yesterday, so I didn't actually get to watch the game, but it meant I wasn't up until like midnight or later, like I was earlier this week. So
Oh well. I'm not watching the Avs Stars because I'm just still irritated at how they do the NHL playoffs because it doesn't make sense that two of your top 4 teams in the West play each other round 1.
yeah, well, it's just I won't watch the Stars because I'm
Yeah.
still bitter. So screw Norm
Well, you
Green.
should be bitter at the Stars. You should be bitter at the idiot that lied to you guys when he bought the team and then moved them. The Stars did nothing wrong. The owner did. And he sold the team. Twice. The team's been sold, I think.
Probably. I mean, Norm Green was when I was a kid, so
Yeah, and then it went to Tom Hicks, and then I think to the current owner. So looks like we're still just waiting, I guess. We should be having Jeff Lavigne and Bill Kafer on stream. I don't know what sides they're going to choose yet, but we'll figure that out when they sit
I think
down.
Jeff will get to pick as the higher seed.
Right.
So
Huh.
Jeff will pick that this was the the way we do top eights now and have for the last couple of years is the top 4 are then randomized to get the bottom 4 are randomized against the top 4. So there's no more getting back to your hotel room and spending hours agonizing over the exact matchup you know you're going to face, the exact player. So what we've got for matchups, and I know some of this is already on the forums if you went looking for it, but it'll be number 1 seed Hayes Hunter versus Matt Sokol. Number 2, Chris Gogolin versus Mike Kessling. Number 3, Greg Shaw versus AJ Hatum. And number 4, Jeff Levine versus Bill Kafer. Got to go back and pull what they played yesterday. Not that they're going to be playing the same thing again, because I'm sure they all are going to pick different decks. But just to remind everybody, and because we got a few minutes to chitter chatter on, Hayes was on QMC, which we saw, and we saw the aggressive line he took that did not work well, and Hunt Down V. Chris Gogolin was on Speeders and Walkers, I believe. Yep. Matt Sokol was on the
Anakin
Lone
Saga.
Saga deck and then Map. Mike Kessling was on Quiet Mining Colony and Walkers. Greg Shaw was on Rescue the Princess and Walkers. AJ was on We Have a Plan and Hunt Down V. Jeff was on Quiet Mining Colony and Hunt Down. And Bill was on RTP and Walkers, I believe. So, like, Walkers and Hunt Down V were all of the dark sides. And light sides were in a lot of QMC, a lot of little more open. I think some of that is because walkers are so strong right now. Everyone's trying to pick the deck that gives them the best play against walkers while still trying to play against things like Hunt Down and the other decks that are still obnoxious. Like Court was still up there, and so Darkside having one very good archetype that plays differently than everything else really does lock Lightside into having some weird, weird options to play.
Yeah,
Looks like we got the game going here, and we have Walkers versus Watch Your Step.
which we saw yesterday. Although we saw a different version of Walkers than what
Yeah, we saw the
Bill's playing actually, because he started code clearance, so we know he's
yeah.
traditional Walkers. And this looks like standard Watch Your Step with squadron assignments, walk, wing, and whatever the corn Mara effect is called, I forget. So I would imagine, this kind of plays similarly though to what we saw yesterday. Like I imagine Jeff's gonna be a little bit conservative on the ground. Like he'll definitely set up at the cantina, and he'll know probably what Bill has for space, as Shaw was playing this yesterday. So they'll know Stalker and things of that nature. Bill will need
Yep.
to pick his space spots carefully. Watch your step space is not something you want to just willy nilly run into. Um, we'll see if Jeff can put together his pilots and ships better than Carl could yesterday too.
I expect Jeff will probably play this a little bit faster. The Carl versus Pat matchup yesterday that we watched, because Carl knew Pat was on the Tom Walkers, which has a very different play line and has a lot more ability to wreck you on the ground with like Kylo with Saber and Dr. Ian Ponda and Choke Vader and all those things that I don't necessarily expect to see too much in Walkers. I think Jeff will be able to be a little more aggressive on the ground. Like I would not be surprised to see him go lighter into the cantina than Carl did, where Carl was being very cautious
Well,
because he knew that deck.
Yeah, but Jeff still needs to be a little cautious on the exterior sites because the walkers can go there and trample. So,
Oh, I agree. The exterior sites he's going to be very cautious on, but I would not be surprised at
Oh yeah,
all to
yeah.
see
Like
like,
he could just drop
here's
Luke at the
Melas in the
canteen, or
cantina.
yeah,
Good
Melas, yeah,
luck.
right.
Like, or Luke or something. Like, I could absolutely see him play the cantina very light because he just doesn't have to be that concerned about someone dropping a huge pile on him.
Yeah, he's not gonna stack it with like Luke and two smugglers. Like he'll have, the ability to go a little bit lighter with it. So looks like we're starting. Looks like Bill's got a couple of walkers. So or we're just. I guess they're waiting on the tournament director to officially start time. And for everybody watching, these games are a little bit longer than our normal games. Usually the round's an hour, but you get an hour and 15 minutes per game in the top 8. That extra 15 minutes tremendously makes a difference.
For sure. And these are also match play format. So they will count differential after the game. There are definitely going to be plays late game that are made that don't necessarily always make sense in a gameplay perspective, but they're plays to minimize or maximize differential.
Right.
You will absolutely see. And honestly, like, because the second tiebreaker is cards in lost pile, I could absolutely see Jeff late in the game trying to burn a couple
Right.
interrupts out of lost pile, even if they're not particularly impactful,
Yeah.
simply to get those cards out of lost pile. So
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't come up all that often that we have to get to that tiebreaker, but I mean, you should do everything that you can to maximize. If you do go there, you have a good shot at winning.
yeah, like that's some of what we talk about with the difference in match play and the
Oh, I think somebody had turned the sound on the computer, so maybe they
and
were hearing us.
that would have been funny. Like I kind of hope they were. We didn't say anything mean. I don't
I
think.
did say he had a couple walkers in his hand. Whoops.
Oh well, it's walkers. I don't think anyone is surprised he's got walkers in his hand.
Yeah.
So that has happened before, though. I know the Nationals in Minnesota a couple of years ago. I was running the stream and had it on headphones, and they're like, "You're deaf," because I can hear the talking a little bit through your headphones. So I had to
Yeah.
turn it all down and say what a lot. So,
Yeah, I don't know what happened because it was muted yesterday, so somebody must have done something on there.
so this is definitely a different watch your step from Jeff, as he used all wings report in to get red 5.
Uh,
That's
yeah, I mean I mean it's Space Luke. I think
yeah, it's a space Luke deck, but that means it's very different from Carl's. Carl's was very in on Rebel Scout
uh,
Luke on the ground
right.
and
I
some
wouldn't
of
say
those tricks. And
it's very different. I mean it's still guys and ships. I mean we don't know if he's
yeah,
Kessel running or not. We assume he is, but
yeah, there's no reason not to Kessel run.
yeah, I don't think so either.
It's
So
definitely going to be a different deck. Looks like Bill's just figuring out what all he's got, and he's got the Hoth system in there as well, and looks like he probably is not going to deploy it.
I
As much as you hate
wouldn't.
leaving that 0 in there, like giving Watch Your
Yeah,
Step another system just feels bad.
yeah,
So
yeah. I
I
mean
also
you.
didn't see Blizzard 1, so he might have that in hand, or he
He
yeah, it
has.
looks like he's got a
He's got
Walker in hand, but it's not
Marquise and
Blizzard 1.
Blizzard's. That's Blizzard 6 for sure with
Yeah,
Marquise, and then I don't know what the other one is.
yeah, I don't think it's Blizzard 1. So he did have the 7th marker in hand. That's not bad. And he'll drop the 3rd right away. There's Jeff going and getting Kessel run with the Lando interrupt.
Yep.
So he is definitely Kessel running. I mean, that's not a surprise to anyone.
No, he just
So
didn't pull it out ahead of
Flash and
time.
Veers for Blizzard. Oh, there's Blizzard 1. It's right on the
Yeah,
bottom.
he just didn't set it up. Oh, and he's gonna go ahead and get the Hoth. Okay.
All right. He might have decided the activation and the not having the 0 for inopportune draws is worth it.
I mean, I think it is just because he's getting 2 of his sights turned off when Watcher Step flips.
Yeah, I'm not.
So
I understand not playing it. I think if I had it in hand, I don't know that I'd play it. But having it sitting in reserve is so bad that I can
yeah,
definitely see playing it there.
you know,
Did he
I could
not have
see.
cannons?
No, he pulled the generators
He
off
pulled
his
the
control
generators.
phase.
Yeah.
So, or
Okay.
the target, the epic event.
Yeah.
So he didn't have the same setup that PMJ had yesterday,
Yeah. So he's going to be
but he's
all
got
right.
some
But he does
forfeit
get
on.
Ozzel on there. Yeah.
Yeah,
He'll give him a wander. So that's
nope.
a, of
Then he just drew the cannons.
course, pretty standard start overall.
Yeah, nothing surprising so far, other than Bill control phase, pull a card, shuffle his deck, then deploy phase, go pull more cards, shuffle his deck. Like, get just shortcut it to not shuffle. We'll see if Jeff
And
has
it's weird
part of
because he
the.
did that in Activate because he grabbed Garrison and 3rd marker and then immediately garrisoned for Beers. Like,
Yeah. All right, we see Kessel get pulled, Luke get pulled.
I think Jeff's just going to try and go fairly aggressive
Yeah,
with
and
this. Like,
this
here's
is
Luke at Tatooine right away.
right. This is why like Space Luke is so good for Watch Your Step because he'll get the guys going, really quick and setting up in space. The
Oh,
downside
he's
is
not even playing. He's going straight to Kessel. And
yeah,
all right, he's just going to try and push it. And I like that line. Like, Carl held Kessel for a long time and
Carl
waited
had
on
a
it.
lot of trouble setting up his ships, and
Yeah.
Jeff is not going to go do that. He's gonna play Space Luke. Space Luke gets the all wings. all wings gets, whatever ship is in there with matching pilot that he sees. So,
And there's Rio
yep.
Durante at the cantina. Is he going to be hanging out alone?
He might be. He's got
Ow.
Chewie in hand he can react to if he needs to, and
Yeah. Chewie, I think, costs full free, or no, he's cheaper as a react, isn't he? I'm pulling him up now.
I'll pull him up. Well, I guess you can't see it.
Yeah. It's
Uh,
yeah, -1 is a react, -2 to the same location as Han. So,
so
and he drops the Kessel Run right away, which makes sense. But yeah, this is an aggressive line by Jeff that I don't hate.
no, I
Like
think he
if you're playing against walkers and you're not super concerned about,
like they know the
how did he take a
spaces.
card off Kessel Run?
Hmm?
Doesn't Kessel Run have to be a smuggler there? During each move phase, if a smuggler here.
Yeah, message
Yeah.
Chris. Yeah, you can't. That may have been a flaw in their uh their game plan for the deck when they were building it. But yeah, you can't.
All right. I just messaged Chris because yeah, they're gonna have to pull that out and
Yeah.
fix it. Unless he played Rykar. Matt, no one plays Rykar. That's okay, so we'll get that
No, no one in our top 8 plays Rykar. Matt plays Rykar.
okay. Agreed. No one who makes top 8 plays Rykar. Yeah. So they'll get the
So
card that was
they're gonna read it.
yeah.
Helps to
And they both
request.
know what was on there, and Bill's like, "Oh yeah, it does say that, doesn't it?"
Yeah.
So, and it was Pulsar Skate that was on there. All right, I'll believe that.
Yeah. I mean, I trust
So,
them. It happened pretty quick.
yeah, it was a
We were
quick.
we were looking at Chewy. So,
Oh yeah, because he had the few. I'm like, where's Pulsar Skate? But he had the few maneuvers, so he had a 5, a 6, and a 2, which is 13. So he's good. Yeah, I was busy checking out the furry one and missed that. So,
yep. All right.
and
So,
this is all games now are active judging. So this is, if somebody had been there watching it, they'd have said the same thing. And this is not this is a change. If you played back in I won't say dark ages, but back in the different era where that sort of thing wouldn't be allowed. Now it is common and
yeah.
expected. What we want is everyone to play the game the correct way. And, don't take advantage of that kind of stuff. So Bill's kind of in a weird spot making a decision right now, though,
Yeah. Yeah, I
because
mean,
he's
he's
facing a drain of 5. Like, that is going to get nasty quick. And he doesn't have Decree out yet. And I really like the way Jeff played
well,
this and what he's doing with it.
if he had Decree, it'd still be a drain of 4. Like,
Yeah.
it's still brutal to be facing
Uh,
down. He needs to.
yeah. Jeff's second turn is here's a huge drain, and Jeff uses the Lando smuggler to go grab Lando.
Yeah,
And I
and
expect he'll flip
Bill's not finding
this turn.
his space either yet. So,
Bill might have a relatively small amount of space. Like this could be,
oh yeah, I mean Shaw I
you
think
know,
was playing a couple ships
Mara and
yesterday.
ship
So
and maybe a Death Squadron Star Destroyer or two, and that's about it. So like it might be
yeah,
Mara and ship and then
they had
Tyrant and
Stalker.
Stalker, maybe.
Yeah, it was Stalker yesterday. That's what we saw Shaw pounce on
And
Hayes. But
Stalker's pullable with Death Squadron,
yeah,
which a lot of the Walker decks run because it also pulls you Ozzel and at least one of the Walkers, and just sort of a solid card. Plus it's Hoth icon, so when you're flipped, you can grab it with Echo Base Destroyed. So this is going to be nasty.
Oh, there goes the stalker pool.
And he lost it from
No,
hand along with Decree Virtual.
no, I guess he's not pulling it. Thought he would have pulled it.
He may have, I don't think he has Stalker in hand. He may not have that in hand. Like he may have said, I don't think I'm going to face, if you didn't think you're going to face Watch Your Step, going lighter on space is probably okay, because Watch Your Step's really the only deck you're going to face heavy space in. You know, the other things that might be popular would be like, we have a plan that's probably only running one system and not a ton of things. And there we see Jeff used Luke to grab all wings instead of retrieving that control, and then used all wings, and Bill grabbed it, which is never a
What
bad
Luke?
grab.
No, but it's also what Luke forces you to do there because
Yeah, if
otherwise
you
he's just gonna go hard on getting all his ships set up. So
if you don't grab it, he's just holding it forever. And there's Han ... solo, and the Falcon going to Corellia because they're a little bit cheaper and they can fly all the way to Kessel.
yeah,
Anyways, and that gives Jeff the flip. There's Lando hanging out with Rio. So now he's drawing 2 Battle Destiny there if Bill comes after it.
yeah. And I like
And
Bill. Bill set himself up to make an attempt at blowing the generators next turn and pinging for 2. So
yeah, well, he'll only ping for 1 because you ping in control phase and you blow the generators and deploy.
that's
The
right.
ping
That's
is
right.
capped at 1.
Yeah, you're right. I
So,
forgot they changed it on the. I'm so used to
which
it
I think
always
is,
being control phase. So
yeah,
ugh.
he set himself up for a good. Here's a ping of 1. I wouldn't actually be shocked to see Jeff toss out simple tricks here. I don't know that I'd love it because he's going to want aim high as well. But simple tricks would at least protect him of a drain of 2. But he might just also all right, I'll control the drain of 2.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, and
he could easily do
Bill
that as
gets his
well.
activation cut a little bit here too. So
Yep. On the flip side, yeah. So he's losing
2
3
force.
activation. 3 because he
Oh yeah,
loses at
yeah,
the 3rd marker, 5th, and 7th.
yep. That's right. I
And then
forget.
once he blows it up, he'll get it back at the 3rd.
Or Phil
So
actually. Wonder if he knows he shouldn't get the extra one at the 3rd, but
I'm sure between the two of them they do. So, and I think blowing the generators is almost an automatic here. So he's at 2, 4, 5, 6. I think he's at +7.
no, he doesn't have the device
He's
unlocked.
got he's got 2 for each Hoth site, so there's 4. +1 from the cannons, +1 from Blizzard 1, +1 from the 3rd marker. I think that's a 7. He's at least +6. I might be adding an extra +1 that's not there, but he gets 2 for each site from the epic event because he controls 2 sites with walkers. So it would be a large surprise if he misses it. Let's just phrase it that way. You gonna pull up the epic event to
Yep.
do the math on it? All right.
Uh, add 1 for each marker site too if you control. So that's 2, 4.
Yep.
3rd marker adds 1 is 5. I believe the cannon adds 1 as well, so 6. I don't know
And
where
then
the
I
7
thought Blizzard
is.
1 added 1 as well.
No.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
it
he's
shouldn't.
+6, not +7. All right.
Yeah.
Yep. There's Keith in chat. Ooh, he needed that +1 because Throne's a 2 and he misses it that way.
He has dark time in his hand. He should
Dark
be. He
Time
could
is
add.
opponent's
Oh,
destiny, I believe.
yeah.
Dark Time's Rebellion. Add or subtract 1 from opponent's just round destiny.
Yeah.
So yeah, and they're checking the math right now, and yeah, I think he's missing by 1. non-virtual Blizzard 1 adds one to
Yeah, no one
target
plays
the
it.
main generators.
But it's not
So
immune to under attack.
I know. And it also doesn't get that bonus with Veers, but there's a reason I knew Blizzard 1 did something fun with it. So I'm claiming moral victory. Ha. All right, so he's going after him. Okay.
I mean, yeah, I knew he had the P59, so this kind of makes sense to,
Yeah.
give it a shot.
I mean, you're taking drawing two battle destinies there. You
Yeah.
have a shot at it. Like, I kind of expect you'll see a react with Chewie, simply so you can hold the site.
Yeah.
You can keep someone at the site so you drain for free. Because they're all forfeit +2, and P59 doesn't make anyone forfeit 0.
Right.
So even if he hits, you're like, all right, well, Chewie still forfeits for 8.
Right. Now, I wonder if Bill. Oh, I guess Bill. It's an admiral at a site, not a general, so he
Yeah,
can't.
he's got a command, but he can't use it because
It's a
admirals have to
Mahdi.
be up in space. Yep.
It's not General
And
Mahdi.
the Mahdi, it looked like it was V, so that tells me he probably does have a couple Star Destroyers,
Yeah.
but maybe just not enough to. He decided waiting to put that together instead of trying to contest and clear that cantina drain was
Well,
much
he
more
got the
important.
shot on Rio, so that'll be 2 damage.
I don't understand shooting at Rio and not, or does Chewie have armor?
He
I'm
has
wondering.
armor.
Okay. Yeah, then shooting Rio makes sense. You take the easiest shot because it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So get the damage
Get the
going and be
damage
happy
in.
with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, all right. Now I think it's just battle destinies. Bill's got a 4 and a 1. Oh, he'll use Tarkin. Turn it into, I think, a 2. And Jeff draws a total of 7, so that'll just be Mahdi probably.
Yeah.
And I think Bill might have just cost him Rio, and that's it. I think it was a
Yeah.
6, and that's not the way Bill wanted that to go.
No, but he also. I mean, he's now only taking a drain of 3, unless he pulls
Yeah.
resistance. He can pull resistance now, and take a drain of 2.
No, he'll still take a drain of 3. Third marker is not a battleground.
Oh, that's right.
Pretty sure we had this talk yesterday too.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I cheat at Star Wars. Everybody knows that.
that's those stupid generators. That's why back in the era when Jaquil and Tanis virtual existed and Jaquil could deploy under the shields, it was like, all right, so Ebo's unplayable. Like Tanis let you deploy under their Jaquil let you deploy under the shields, and anyone else could follow. So it's like, oh well, I can't hide anyone under the shields.
Yeah.
That was a different era of virtual cards. So they were fun dropping into Senate too, because at one point it was a lose a force for every character there.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, I'll drop them into the Senate and here, lose 6, and then I'll walk them away. Like,
If the 6 doesn't do enough damage to you first.
yeah. Now I think I ended one game with that one. So like, here, I'll drop them into the Senate for 6 and pay 1 to start a battle. With first strike, you lose.
Yep.
Like, I didn't need to get to 6. I did need to 7. Here we go. Now if Jeff's got any other characters in hand, I feel like you just drop them on the cantina. Bill's taking a shot there and getting 1 battle destiny.
Right.
So, and I could actually see drop them on the cantina and then use Han to take that last card off Kessel Run to get the Kessel Run going. Although he might want to keep Chewie alive because if he finishes Kessel Run, Chewie stops all the retrieval. So when Bill flips, he can't start grabbing cards from Lost Pile again.
Yeah.
And retrieving them, which is not a bad idea. Looks like Jeff just went and got a character
Yeah,
as he
he has
controlled
double
from
tunnel
Lost.
vision. Yeah, double control tunnel vision loss. So thought he might do that
Yeah, I don't
before
think that's a
making
bad
any
play.
decisions.
That's not a bad play at all. If you're going to decide, hey, I want a tunnel vision, that's the way to do it. So I do think he wants to ban the cantina. I don't think you walk away from the cantina.
No, no, not against P59 and Tarkin. Like
But I think you want to keep Chewie alive. So it's kind of a
you got to
you
deploy other
battle and
guys.
or you just battle and take the risk and then go, okay, I'm going to retrieve with Chewie. I'm going to retrieve Chewie and try and get him back. Because Bill, you've got 2 turns before Bill starts trying to retrieve. Or you've got a turn because he can't.
Yeah,
It's control phase retrieval. So if he blows the generator in deploy, then you're not doing it. He can't retrieve and control. So you'd have a turn before he does it.
yeah,
But I think Jeff's got a. That's the one thing with Watch Your Step is it puts you in a lot of decision points a lot of the time. So it
yep.
can be a little bit mentally taxing to play. And I think Jeff might be in that. I've got a bunch of options because it looks like he's got a pile of gray in his hand. Like he's got a pretty good hand. It looks like it's just what are you doing
What
with it?
does
I'm
he
trying
do?
to lean towards my computer screen to see if I can see his hand better. Like that's going to make a difference. It's glad we're not on camera right now. So y'all saw me like, what's he doing there? So,
Well, and I
old
think
man not
Jeff
understanding
doesn't.
technology.
I don't think Jeff has played a lot of Watch Your Step.
But Jeff's played a decent amount, Yeah. Oh God, he's
Well,
got
I mean,
Talon card.
he
What are you doing here, Jeff?
he
Okay.
didn't realize Kessler Run said smuggler, so
Yeah.
I
So he
don't think
just
he's
went and
played a
grabbed
ton.
all wings with Luke. I don't like that play. I think I would have retrieved Rio. I just started trying to ramp up the Luke retrieval right away. I don't think you
It
need the all
depends.
wings.
He's gonna retrieve 4 this turn. I think he doesn't. He may not want to retrieve the control tunnel vision. He may want to keep 1 in lost
Okay.
instead of putting a 1 back in his deck to float around.
Yeah.
Um.
I think the one's already gonna be there though. I don't think he's got that many cards in lost.
Well, no, but if he
So he's got to
battles
blast. So he's
and
got to
loses
blast the
stuff,
door kid to keep the. So he could just hang in the cantina for a turn. That
but
might not be a terrible idea.
if he has another ability too, he could pounce on P59.
P59 is a leader, so he's still excluded.
Oh, why is it
So
a leader? They can't be leaders.
I mean, he dropped the Mos Eisley, so he could shuffle Chewie over because once he finishes Kessel Run, he can just take Lando back into hand. So you just
Sure.
do it during Darkseid's deploy phase. Nope, he's gonna throw Eller's Medic, pilot smuggler guy, and I assume Talon card. Like
Yeah, there's almost no
Talon would be
reason
the
not to
guy I
put
would
it.
100 be like. I'd be playing Talon long before I played the Duros, dude. Talon makes your guys defense value 5, 5, and 6, which
Well,
is a much harder hit.
he also has Mara. I mean, Mara might not be bad to get a use pile pool.
Well, he'd get the same use pile pull with Talon.
Yeah,
It's Talon Wedge or Talon Mara
Corn.
Corrin. So
But
like
Talon's also
I'm
a guy sometimes you might want to put up in space. Like you kind of
sometimes just for the massive forfeit up in space, and there he's going Lebo up in
like
space as well to get the Kessel Run more pings. So, and that would actually be like if he had Kira in hand, I would be like going with the. Oh yeah, Mark. Excuse me, Matt. You definitely want the use pile pull last. I did not expect him to play Lebo. Like I would figuring he plays Talon is the last thing he plays. I don't think I'd play Mara. I feel like I'd rather save Mara for a later because she's one of the few characters in Watch Your Step that can just drop and draw Battle Destiny by herself if needed.
right.
You can use her anywhere if Bill spreads out. So, all right, we see the completion. Phase 4 to retrieve 4. Yeah, so you got back the control set for stun.
Yeah.
Either
Yeah.
way,
Oh no.
or control
If
tunnel vision.
he had battled first, he could have.
Yeah, that's right. That's why I was like, I think he would have battled first, and
Okay, so he's just gonna
I,
hang out.
well, like I said, he's got the blast the door kid, so
Right. Well, it's not like
he's fine with
Bill's.
that.
It's not like Bill's threatening a bunch there either. So
Yeah, it's again, if he had battled, he could have gotten the. If Bill hit him, you lose the 2, and then you lose the guy he hit, and you retrieve that. This is fine. It works either way, and Bill's going searching for something, and it looks like there's only like 1 destiny in his deck that doesn't blow the generators. Maybe 2, because he again
I
needs a
think 2.
3.
Yeah, I thought there were a couple 2s in there.
So yeah, I think there's 1 character and maybe 1 walker that
Yeah,
would
and I
stop
mean
it.
he for sure just put a card back that
Yeah,
guarantees a hit, but
yeah,
we
he
don't know
put the
what he obviously.
Electrominox back, so we don't know what he activated, but like his odds are pretty high. I would expect the generators to blow.
Yeah.
And he'll get the ping of 1. I actually wouldn't hate him paying 3 to drain for 2 here. Like, there's no reason, there's nothing that stops that damage of 2, and I think I'd be trying to push damage through here. You know,
Yeah, I think so. I think at this point you need to
there's,
be start pushing as much damage as you
yeah,
can.
because Jeff is pushing damage. Jeff is
Yeah.
playing very aggressively, which is great. Like, good for him, but you need to, match that. So I'm not sure what Bill's thought process is here. I think he's just mathing out how many guys can I deploy, because we saw Lando in hand, and I wonder if he's going to try and just hard take the cantina, and good luck with that.
Yeah, I mean I can't imagine him thinking he's gonna take the cantina. It's more, hey, I'm stopping 2 damage by sitting here. I think
Yeah,
he
it's how
thought he
long can
could
I
last
stop the
turn.
damage?
Yeah, I think he thought he had a chance last turn by drawing the Destiny and firing a shot, and the Chewy react threw that off. So now, he's just kind of like hoping he can just stick there and soak up 2 damage by staying there.
And his bad battle destiny. Like, realistically, he drew a 6 in 2 draws,
Yeah.
and this Walker's deck generally
Well,
has
that
pretty good
blew the crap
average
out of the
destiny.
generators.
I think he got it.
Yeah. Think he got it.
So, and
There goes
Jeff's
a
just
Talon.
straight peeling 5.
Talon double projection.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's a little bit rough.
And he did put the Electro rangefinders back.
Yep. Yeah, well, I saw that was what he flashed when he kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
flashed it as he was putting it back. So now he's grabbing. Oh, it's still a hot location, I think. Yeah, and there's Pelanon, who is and Mara and Ship.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Mara and Ship might be his main space, and you can't really contest Watch Your Step right now with that.
No.
Not easily. He's got 2 bodies in hand. Look, I see the Lando, and the other one might be another Tarkin.
Uh, isn't the target technically lost?
No, it is not. Target just sits there. I checked that yesterday.
Interesting.
So, in theory, if he got another first marker down somehow, he could use it again. I don't think you
Let's see.
can, but there's no. I think it's one of those. It's a space constraint. There's no reason to make it lost, and you only had so much space to type things. So instead of adding a make it lost, you just say,
Well, no, there is a reason to make it lost. It does add to your lost pile count, but
yeah, and it adds a 0 in there, but there's no. Leaving it on table is fine if the alternate option is to have to shrink text or do something else funny. I think leaving it on table like that is just fine. So, and Bill's just kind of. I mean, he's going to start threatening ping damage, but like, he's not getting. a lot else going on here.
I
He's
think I
got to
would have
find
paid
some
to
space.
drain at this point too.
I absolutely would have at least to pay to drain for two. Like maybe not the one, but I'd have paid to drain for two. And there, it looks like he grabbed a choke lord in the draw, so that's going to help him
Yeah,
a bunch. And Jeff pays two for the all wings to go get Pulsar Skate,
that was a
so
good
he
draw
can
too. I mean, he's
take another system.
two of the three cards he would have not gotten by paying to drain have been fairly good in Choke Vader and Trample. So
Yeah, and those are solid cards to draw. I just, again, like
yeah. I mean, I'm like you. I would have
I'd
paid to
have paid to
drain. I
drain
think.
simply because I think not draining is, at the end of the day, you need to cause damage.
Yeah.
Watch Your Step is a deck you can cause damage against. I expect at this point Jeff will now do the Luke retrieval and get back that projection that he'd be real happy to have. And there we see the Not Within Sight or Reach to grab Thrawn or a Dreadnought.
Yep.
So I know he's got Thrawn, but yep, there's Eli and the Dreadnought. It wouldn't shock me to see that go to Hoth and see Ellis. It's Not Within Sight or Reach, not unique.
That's not to say like
Not
who designs these cards.
Within Sight or Reach is not unique. What? Okay, fair enough.
I blame Timo on this one.
I 10
I
a.m.
mean,
here, which means in Germany it's somewhere between 4 in the afternoon and Thursday. Timo might be awake to hear this, so we can
he'll
blame
watch it.
Timo.
He'll watch
He'll
it
watch it
tomorrow.
later and be like, "Why are they blaming me?" So yeah, I
Yeah,
don't see him in our
it's got a
in
picture
here
of
right
Thrawn
now.
on it. It's Timo's fault.
Seems reasonable. We can blame Timo. So Bill drains for three, or excuse me, Jeff drains for three, pings for
Limit.
one with
Well, it's
Lebo.
limited by two. He did pull
Oh yeah, he does
resistance.
have resistance out. Okay, so but he gets the ping with Lebo.
Yep.
And it wouldn't shock me to see the Pulsar Skate with Kira somewhere.
Yeah. And Bill's getting to the point where it's almost comfortable for him to go to space, right? Like if Pulsar Skate comes down, it's just dash. Like you can
Yeah,
survive
but
dash. You
Dash on
can
the
sur-
Outrider can still be real nasty.
Yeah, but you can survive that with code clearance. Like code clearance changes that
Yeah,
math.
code
You
clearance makes a huge difference.
you can survive. You're just worried about um uh
Yeah,
you just need to hang in space and
oof, that's solid Destiny though. It's all red and then
minus.
Melas.
Yeah, it's like
4, 5,
minus the
4, 4,
Melas.
5, 5, and Melas.
One of these
Darn,
things is not like the
darn
other.
pipe smokers always hanging out in the reserve deck, throwing things off.
Yeah, I
So
think Jeff was trying to see if Mirix was in there randomly. I don't think
yeah,
oh no, he's got her in hand.
it's more also looking at the Destiny. If he decides to battle at the Cantina, he basically just kills Tarkin. The likelihood that he draws both those fives and gets more than Tarkin is slim, so I think you just don't even
Yeah.
plan it. So there's Wedge on board the Falcon. I'm assuming this is going to be Jeff splitting out and trying to get some space damage in. Like
Yeah.
I could see the Falcon going to Hoth or Luke going to Hoth just so you protect the Falcon a little bit more. And
Yeah,
there's the
the
skate with Mirax.
the downside to um splitting up in space with Luke is Luke doesn't get the two battle destinies like everybody else says.
Yeah,
And he doesn't have extra forfeit to soak up and things of that nature. So
I agree. Luke is kind of the last guy you necessarily want to be sticking in and saying okay. And there's the Rio to the ground, which is fine.
yeah.
Like I might have contemplated putting him with the skate just because. I do think Jeff has got a. I think with this setup, Jeff might move Luke to Tatooine. Just
Yeah. I would agree. Like,
Leaving Merrick's alone feels a little bad. Your one thing you'd be potentially worried about is like Zuckus and Mist Hunter, and based
yeah,
on the power you have at both locations, I'd absolutely be like, all right, well, come get it.
right.
Like,
And Bill,
that's fine.
and what's really interesting is, if Jeff battles here, Bill may have a counterbeat opportunity with Choke Vader.
Yeah, if I'm Jeff, I don't think I'm battling there. I think
Yeah,
I'm
I don't
perfectly
either.
content saying Chewie stops you from retrieving. You're going to ping me for 3 and then maybe pay to drain for another 2.
Right.
And I'm going to drain for 3 and ping for 1. And it's all going to be free.
And I retrieve one.
And I retrieve and I can start,
Right.
eventually spreading a little bit more. Like, and that might be why he's holding on to the space he is he's just holding on to the, you're going to put out Eli somewhere. So I need to go Outrider beats. Here we
Yeah,
go.
and I do wonder what Bill may do too, because he has two interesting plays. If let's say Luke just moves over, and that's it for Jeff. Like, Bill can either go to space with Eli and Thrawn, and be fairly safe, or he could drop down Choke Vader, choke Chewie, and start getting the retrieval going, and potentially choke Chewie, shoot Rio, cause some more damage,
I would
and maybe,
probably go that route
well,
because you'd
now with
also get
Mara.
the extra.
Oh, well, maybe
Oh,
not there.
yeah.
Like,
Because you'd also get the extra destiny with Vader with Tarkin.
right.
So,
Well, you
like,
get the extra destiny with Vader with Lando, right? Lando's an Imperial leader.
Lando is not a leader.
Hmm.
I looked that up yesterday.
Okay.
Lando is not a leader, and P-59 is not an Imperial. So,
Right. Well,
but
there's an
Tarkin's with an
Imperial
Imperial
leader
leader or
there.
Vader.
Imperial
Yes,
leader there. Doesn't
Tarkin doesn't
specify it
add with
has to be the.
himself.
No, it also doesn't specify it has to be on the same character. Just as an Imperial leader. Well, there's an Imperial and a leader.
That is a characteristic. We'll go into Greg. Greg's in here. Like, that's a characteristic. It has to be on a single character. Can't be like, there's a leader and an Imperial. This
The
is close
English
enough.
language. The English language is very fluid, and if you don't
It's,
spell it out, it can be interpreted in many different ways.
it is an imprecise language, and I will say I don't love the idea of Jeff battling in there.
No, Jeff shouldn't battle, but I do think he should deploy Mara. But like you said, like, he's holding Mara because Mara's one of the few characters that you can drop down and draw Battle Destiny with on the
Yeah.
ground and watch your step. And
I would
he's
actually love to see Lando Cantina shuffle over to Mos Eisley. Because again,
yeah, I
Lando
mean,
has you can just pick him up if Bill comes at him. And you do want to threaten your own damage. Like, getting that Drano 1 is good.
yeah, here comes the Mara.
Yeah. Jeff finally decided that Mara's got to come down there. And
I
I
mean,
think it
if
might be he doesn't have the full Outrider Dash combo.
Dash is in use pile, I think Outrider's in hand.
Yeah. Outrider's in hand, Dash isn't as used. I think you got to go get Dash. I don't know what he got, but it wasn't Dash.
Yeah, I don't think it was Dash.
It wasn't. It was a red card because it was one of the bottom. It was the bottom card when he started scrolling through. Because yeah, he does. There's no way Dash will be in
Ooh,
reserve next time. All right, so he's moving. I don't love that.
no, like, Choke Vader could ruin his day now.
Oh yeah, that's well, he's still got the blast the door kit.
Oh, that's true.
So
That
there's
is
very
true.
little. He also only has one force save now, though, it looks like. Mm. He
I
went
think
and
you
got a
have to.
ship. You can't move him to Hoth. Yeah, there
No,
we go.
you gotta put him on Tatooine, I think.
I think
Because
Jeff
he's
might have
got
been.
Eli and Thrawn. He just took those into hand.
Yeah,
And your ground there at the cantina isn't enough to, like, what Bill has there is already kind of enough to threaten something.
yeah.
Oh, he did. Oh, he took a moving to attack position. That's what he took.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
might have been able to split off then. Well,
I would still be
no.
worried.
Luke is well,
Luke's fine, but he's not that powerful.
no, but you get the full immunity from the moving. Like,
Luke's already fully immune.
okay, well, then it might have been a little worth it to do it. Like, you're not,
Yeah, like he'd have gotten the +2 to the power for me if he'd gone at Mirax.
and the
I
full
just
immunity there. Like it he might have had to lose some cards or something, but I
and
don't
that would
think
be
it
kind
would.
of the thing is if you it might have made him lose cards, and I think that's really what you don't want to be doing.
Well, I mean, and he doesn't fully know what Bill has for space. Like he knows the Eli and Thrawn. That's all he
Yeah,
knows.
but that's enough to be scary. Like that's a
Yeah, yeah.
dreadnought with that's like 8 or 9 power and a battle destiny and immune to less than 6. Like
Oh
that's
yeah,
not
yeah,
an
yeah.
easy thing to go at.
No, for sure.
Vader's broker's totally reasonable in anything that's running code clearance. He's an Imperial, like makes his forfeit +3. Like, why not? So I just love at one point it was Lando staring at Lando in the cantina. Like, I love that the players committee fixed that sort of ridiculous interaction that was a
Who deploys Lando first?
yeah. Dark side deploys Lando, light side can convert him. It's like, okay, well, so dark side can never deploy Lando. Problem solved. And fixing that interaction also brings the game in line a little bit more with how a lot of current games are. You
Well, and
know,
it also
most
opens up in case we ever design the other characters that kind of cross over between the two sides, right? Like, Mara has crossovers.
yeah.
So
We
not
now have a light
everybody,
side baby Anakin, like
right? Not everybody
Anakin Invader.
follows, just one direct path. So it streamlines the rules to do that. All right.
So you're
So Bill's
saying
gonna,
our game is one that has some depth,
well,
and the movie is based on has a lot of character building, and
no, not at all.
all
Yeah,
right.
I think
So
Bill going to space this turn is fine because what he has in the cantina he can battle with if he chooses to, and
yeah,
Jeff is kind of forced to.
he's not going to be scared for if Jeff starts a battle in the cantina.
Well, and I think he's fine doing it and getting Jeff to do the blast the door kid. Like
Yeah,
I think Jeff is kind of committed to doing that. Like,
and I think he played that Dark Time to know he's got a 4, so he can shoot Chewie,
yeah,
and so Jeff's got to blast the door kid.
right.
Yeah, there's the blast the door kid. Bill says okay. I do like Bill going to space simply because it also makes his damage free.
Right.
Like he needed that. So now
Yeah,
what
and I
he's
mean
got to worry about is
he's taking 5 this turn, which is not nothing.
um yeah, 5 because it's and there's the shuttle up of Ozzel, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. But Bill's outputting some quick damage too.
Yeah,
If Bill's Jeff's staring at what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage coming back at him. Like, so Jeff's got to
I'd imagine it's only 6. I can't imagine Jeff doesn't
block the
go
space
contest
train.
Hoth,
Yeah.
but like yeah, it's still this is part of why Jeff needed to start that damage train quick and why we talked about, he took the
And why Bill
went that
missing
real
that
aggressive
shot?
route.
And Bill missing that shot, slowed him down a turn. Like
Yeah,
these
it
two
cost him a
decks.
turn of damage, or it cost him
Yeah.
a single ping for a turn. Like it didn't slow the damage train that much, but it did, that one
It's
ping
well,
might have made a difference. But it also
yeah.
freed up him being able to do other stuff.
Well, it also stopped him from having resistance, so it cost him an extra damage. It
Yeah.
stopped 3 activation on his end. Like,
Yeah, it wasn't
ooh,
a nothing thing.
no, that's an interesting line.
is interesting. A nice way of saying I don't like it at all. Because that's where I'm at
It's
with
a
that.
nice way of saying Bill's got bigger balls than I do, because I don't think I would
That's
have done that. I think I
I
would have
don't
stayed.
understand that. Yeah, you're blocking the drain of one, but I guess he's got a command. Well, he's got
But
a
it like
command, so it's going to be 1-to-1
I
and
think
throw
I'd
on
rather block.
forfeits for a bunch. But like, if you're going to go all that way, why not just block the Kessel drain?
That's what I was thinking. Like I would rather just go block the Kessel drain at that point. Like
And you can't necessarily count on the command because there is still an all wings and lost pile.
right.
And Jeff's activating and walk lane for probably his projection.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean
Try
he's
and
got to
slow
get,
down that damage.
and he doesn't have a bunch of cards left either. He's got a
No, I mean,
lot on table.
that's always been watch your steps thing is like it puts a ton of cards on table and you need to stabilize with 10 to 15 cards left. And then you need to play those last 10 to 15 cards really, really well.
So it looks like he has 15 down total.
Sounds about right. Here's a drain of 2. But like Bill doesn't have that much more than that down, I don't think. There goes a Tarkin. I think he can probably lose a trample from hand as well. I don't think you're trampling anyone here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you could if Jeff decides to run to the docking
Uh,
bay. You could drop Blizzard 4 and trample, but
I mean, you could drop Blizzard 4 at Mos Eisley too. I just don't think Jeff's
yeah.
doing that. Does the Pulsar
So
Skate have ship docking? Oh, he just took
no,
window back into hand and then deployed him. Okay.
yeah.
I was like, took me a second. I'm like, how did he shuttle up to a starfighter? But no, he went with Lando.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
I like your enthusiasm, Kurt, but I thought Lando had to be at the same location or something.
and projection goes to
Oh
slow the
no,
drain.
it's just and Lando can put it right down away. I forgot it wasn't anywhere, anytime. So there's the battle. The movie to attack position, so everything's fully immune. There's the command to limit.
Command gets grabbed.
So he's at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're at like 12 to slightly less than 12, I think. I think we're basically, yeah, I think it's 12 to slightly less than 12.
Yep,
So the Battle
so
Destiny, oh, now he's going with the all wings
well,
from Lost, paying 3 for it.
I think you have to pay 4, but I don't know
Well,
where.
yeah, I'm not
I
actually
don't know where
sure
it gets
how that works and
stacked,
where it stacks.
but I think you still have to pay. I think. Well, no, you. I think you
No,
have to
because
pay
you pay for
4.
where it gets stacked. No, you pay. Yeah, I think you're right. You pay 4 because you're gonna pay 3 to stack, but you still have to pay 1 from a useless gesture
Right.
because there's 1 card stacked there.
Right. Yeah, like
Yeah,
you either pay 2 for the useless gesture, or you pay 4, I believe.
I think you pay 4 no matter where it ends up stacked. You're either paying 3 to stack it on tragedy, and then 1 for useless gesture, or
That
2 for
tragedy
the
was.
stack on tragedy, and 2 for useless gesture. I think it's 4 either way.
Yeah, but I do wonder. I guess Bill doesn't get to choose. Like I think I would wonder if Bill got to choose where it would go, because he'd rather, I think, stack it on the Watch Your Step shield so that the other interrupts in the future are on
Yeah,
there.
Bill would have rather stacked it on Watch Your Step, but I don't think he has the option. I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure how that. I think it. I actually think it's right. I think it stacks on tragedy first. So
Actually, I think it might be Jeff's call. I don't know. This is the part that I don't always
yeah,
remember.
I feel like there's never a spot where it's somebody's call. Now,
Well, it's competing, so somebody has to make a choice because they're both
yeah.
stack it here first to play.
In
So
order to play an interrupt from lost pile, opponent must first stack it here if possible.
I
But
think useless.
that's useless gesture, and
Oh,
tragedy is to play any new interrupt of the same
no, I
name,
guess
player
because it
must
doesn't say
first
if
stack it
possible.
here. So
Yeah.
tragedy goes first, and then it doesn't stack on useless gesture because it's already stacked. Makes sense.
Well, it's just because useless gesture says if possible and
Uh,
tragedy does not.
yeah, and
They both happen at the same time. Like it says
yeah, and I
it's
guess if they're
when it's
competing
playing stacked.
actions, you would think, yeah, Bill gets to choose, and you would think Bill would have put it on because they're both Bill's cards.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I that's why I
Yeah,
would imagine somebody got a choice, but
yeah. Now I'm wondering. I'm sure it's in the rules document somewhere, and I don't want to try going and digging while I'm doing commentary.
yeah.
So Bill lost Thrawn and Ozzel to the attrition in that battle, and that's bad for him.
Oh, now I see what Keith's saying. Lando's gonna put that projection right back. I
Yeah.
was like, I'm pretty sure Lightside Lando doesn't do that, but what
No,
do I
Darkside
know?
Lando.
Yeah.
I knew Darkside Lando could put something back. I was thinking he had to be.
I just
I
totally
thought he had to
forgot
be
it was
near it or something.
I forgot Darkside Lando was on the table even after we were talking about it.
Yeah, and there's drain for 1 and drain for 2. Seeing that it could be worse for 2. Oh no,
No,
being 2
it's a
to
hit.
it's a hit. Oh yeah, because he controls the Hoth
Hoth.
system. All right. Now Bill's in an uncomfortable spot with that dreadnought.
Well, he had the no escape.
Yeah, like he has to no escape now. And I think you have to put Thrawn on it and then move to Hoth. And I don't think he's got enough to put
I
Blizzard
think I
4 out.
counted
Like,
8 when he was doing that, so he's got enough
yeah,
for
like I
choke Vader in battle if he wanted. But I don't think he's
does
got
he?
3 destiny or 4
And I'm
destiny.
wondering if he was thinking of going Blizzard 4 in front of Mara
Yeah.
and just battle and wipe her out and call it a day. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, he's got enough to do that. He's got, yeah, it looks like 8 in force pile. Like, I would not hate that simply to block that. It effectively blocks that drain. Like, you're just trading Blizzard 4 for it. So you're losing a card,
Yeah, yeah.
but you're losing a card to stop further drains there because Jeff can't move just a single guy there. Yeah, maybe he
Right.
can if he gets Bill down below
Yeah, like
where Vader's no longer a threat.
right.
And if he's got the Force, I don't know that I would hate Vader instead of Blizzard 4, simply because if you know what your destiny are, you can potentially just choke Mara and be done with it. Like he's got 6s and 7s in the deck. And if not, Vader's at least got immunity that Blizzard 4 doesn't.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
you could
if you know
theoretically
you
keep
can
Vader alive.
if you know you can choke Mara, then I think that's the play. But if you don't know, I think I'd rather do Blizzard 4. Because if nothing else, Blizzard 4 is 8 power too.
So the difference I'm looking at it as, based on the number of cards Bill has left, he can't deploy Vader next turn.
That's true.
So, like, if you can't possibly deploy him next turn, why not go for the gusto right here? And I know he
Right.
knows what his destiny are,
Yeah, he should.
so he should. I think he's actually it might be a command. Nope. Oh, all
That
right. Well,
one
1 to
hurt them.
1.
Yeah.
That one kind of hurt Jeff too, though, because it's going to be a couple force for Jeff.
Right. And now he's got to
So,
spin to move away.
yeah,
But he's only taking 3 now, 4, I guess, total.
4. Yeah,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, and then Lebo ping. So, but even that 4, like if he had not put Vader down, that 4 would have been nothing. And had he done the Blizzard 4, it would have felt real bad.
Right.
Like Mara would have lost a couple more force, but you would have not blocked the drain,
Right.
and that would have been a terrible feeling.
Right. I mean, but Watch Your Step has Jeff has a lot of 5s in his deck. I don't know if Bill knew what was on top. I mean, he could be tracking Jeff's.
Watch Your Step has 5s, but I don't think there's a lot of 4s. Like a lot of the 5s and stuff are gone. Yeah, you've already got 3 all wings stacked. I saw a couple transmission terminateds lost. Like he's got a few maneuvers, but a lot of the rest of it's going to be 4s.
Well, the bottom card's a 5.
Yeah. It's one of those. Watch Your Steps Destiny isn't necessarily as single card high. It kills a lot of things with attrition because of the multiple destinies. Like drawing 2 4s is great.
I mean, it's got a fair number of high destinies too. It's not like the Tom Walker's deck, but I would say they're probably equal with what Bill has.
Probably about that. Like it would not have shocked me for either one of them to spin a 5 off the top there. Right. But equally, I'm not super shocked that they spun 1s. So we see Jeff activating now. I think he's deciding Mirexing a card.
That makes Bill feel good.
Yeah. Bill's like, all right, so I'm not getting battled. Cool.
Yeah.
Like Bill's just perfectly happy with that.
Yeah, figure out where he's losing some cards from.
Yeah. But knowing Jeff's you're not getting battled has to feel real good.
Yeah. Now Jeff has to figure out how he's going to rearrange the ground because he can't leave Mara just sitting in front of Vader.
No, well,
no, I mean,
honestly, you can. Again, like
could make that rough,
but he's still hitting Bill for 4. I don't think Bill has enough to deploy Blizzard 4, battle Mara, draw Destiny, and still move something away. And even if he does, Mara still forfeits for 9. Like
power 14 in a draw to your
4 in a draw.
4 in a draw.
So you're down. You're Mara plus 1 before you're down. Yeah, before Destiny. But like you said, odds are your Destiny are close to as good as Bill's, if not better than Bill's. So you're losing, Mara. Like odds are you're just losing Mara, and you're okay with that.
I think you're losing.
But again, Bill just. I don't know. But again, Bill's also peeling enough cards. Like, do you have enough to go Blizzard 4?
Bill should still have 8 down, I believe.
And he needs 7 to put down Blizzard 4 battle and be able to draw Destiny, which means he can't move away from Hoth necessarily with Thrawn.
I also don't know if he's planning on moving away, to be honest.
Yeah, there's another projection.
If he can just if he's cutting his damage like that, I mean,
yeah.
But it also depends on how much Jeff saves, because Jeff could play the It's a Trap from the Lost if he saves enough.
Yep. He didn't save enough.
No.
It cost him 6 to It's a Trap from Lost. Like,
yeah.
I don't know exactly how many he's got there, but I don't think that's a pile of 6 anymore.
I was like, he had 6 down there. I think I
think that would
he's either right at 6 or he's underneath it.
The card he did draw though is the Old Ben, which is amazing if you showing Old Ben 4 right now.
I'm not 100% sure why he's showing the Old Ben.
I'm not sure either, because like I would absolutely.
I know you retrieved an Old Ben.
Yeah.
Oh, did he accidentally? Like
so he paid one to retrieve the Old Ben. Then he should have drawn with Mirax. I'm not sure what just happened.
He's retrieved. He spent 1 to draw with Mirax. He retrieved 1, and then he moved. So he should have those 4 cards. I don't know how he got 1, unless he accidentally drew it. But yeah, they're trying to order everything, and it should be.
It should Mirax be the retrieved. 1. Oh yeah, so it should be the 1 from Mirax, then pay 1 to retrieve 1, then the Old Ben should be there.
Yeah, he should have 4 cards in his use pile.
Yeah.
Oh no, because the move from Tatooine's free.
But he did pay one for it.
You're right, he
I
did,
did
but
I
that
did
was,
see him pay the one, so that should have been.
but it should be free.
Well, it looks like he's got Chris there, so
Yeah, I don't know what they're.
see if Chris has got his phone with him right now. So
Okay, he did
he
take
did
back
take
the
back
one.
the one. Okay.
I mean, he definitely paid at one point.
Yeah, and that's some of the watching it live. There's a lot of stuff that happens like that.
Play Swakling out of plate or get the extra card back. Yep.
Yeah, even though it's a one, like you're just like,
Well,
okay,
you're
I'll
gonna
get back
lose
to
it
one.
from the 3 damage you're
Yeah.
gonna take.
You know you're taking the damage. It's worth just getting the card back to give yourself another card's worth of stuff.
Bill has 9, I think, down.
Could be. It's he didn't have much, but Jeff has less, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe Bill doesn't deploy Blizzard 4. Maybe he just
Looks like
clears
he's
Mara.
leaving a couple. I don't know.
It looks like he left 3 so far.
Yeah, that feels like an aggressive
Well, I think he's
play.
thinking he's gonna shoot with P59, but
Okay.
Jeff has to blast the door kid in hand again.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But he's gonna first run 4 damage through him, or 5 damage through, which is gonna cut a lot of what Jeff has left.
Yeah, but I can't imagine Jeff giving up the blast the door kid to, because I mean that blast the door kid essentially saves him 2 damage from P59 no matter what.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he's got to hold on to the blast the door kid, and that's the. And Bill's got 1, 2, 3. Looks like he's got 7. He might have 10 cards down. He might have 7 in hand in force.
1, 2, 3. I think it's
Could be
6.
6. Yeah,
I think it's 6. It's 6 and 3.
Yeah, it's tough to see all the. So takes him for 3, and then a drain of 2, and yeah, Jeff just controls the drain.
Yeah,
which makes a ton of sense. And yeah, I think you're right. Bill might be planning to, hey, I'm going to battle on the ground and see if I can take you off of it before he moves Thrawn back to Tatooine. This is going to be very close.
might actually. I wonder if
Either way,
maybe,
whoever wins, this is going to be extremely close.
yeah.
So there's the battle in the cantina. There's the blast the door kid.
Yeah, you might as well battle Vader.
Yeah, that's.
I guess he missed the choke.
Probably.
5. Oh, he had 4 Destiny down actually. So.
Oh, okay. Oh, and Vader's immune.
Yeah, that was
actually very good for
Bill. Yeah.
Bill. And I think now you're just moving. No. If you're gonna move anyone, move Lando or move Tarkin. Well, I guess Jeff's got 1 card in hand. There's no way he's battling Lando. So Bill's just spreading and threatening.
No,
So
Jeff
he's
has
gonna
2
take
cards in hand.
5 here. Yeah, but it's still. You don't expect him to be able to come down on Lando, although it looks like one of them is Corrin. So.
Yeah, I mean, I still think it's fine, but
Lando does forfeit for 7, I think.
yeah, like I think it's fine from Bill's point of view. Like Lando's not probably getting overflowed.
Yeah, but I think I would have rather had Tarkin for the
drawing on his own.
Yeah, at least you draw 1. So now we see a walker in a space, and then he's going to peel 3 to the 2 to the drain and 1 to Lebo. Jeff probably kicking himself. He hasn't found Kira yet. I think that might actually be the other character in his hand is Kira.
Mm.
Who would actually be a real good
work.
Yeah. I mean, the Kira would be really good against Lando because she'll get an extra ping as well.
Yeah.
There's pay 1, retrieve 1 with Luke. Yep, it is Kira. It's 3 to deploy Kira. So then he'll get the ping for starting the battle as well, which is good. So It is going to be very, very close.
So Jeff's got 9, I think, total, 10 with the one in hand. Bill's got 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total with the one in hand. Bill's
And
gonna
Bill's going to
do
do 3, 4, 5, 6 next turn. Oh. I think the Kira was the right play. You want that ping. Hmm. Like, this is absolutely a super tight, like, both of these guys are tanking pretty hard on figuring out. And I
yeah.
wonder if he's thinking about throwing Kira in front of one of the walkers instead. If you know your destiny's high enough to clear one, like, I wouldn't be at all bothered by that. If you know what your destiny is and you know you're clearing the one walker,
Yeah.
I'd just drop Kira in front of the walker.
I mean, to
Battle,
be
get the
honest,
ping.
at this point, whatever happens game 2 is what's gonna be the difference more than
Yeah.
anything.
And I guess it doesn't really matter. You take out Lando, you win. You clear that site, stop a drain of 1. If you take out a walker, you stop a ping of 1.
Right.
So, and he moves just the skate
But
over, which I think is the
Bill
right
has
play.
extra 2 damage coming in this turn, so he's doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 potentially.
Vader's only going to be a drain of 1 because there's
Okay,
a
so
smuggler in the
6.
cantina. So yeah, he's taking 6. There's 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, you might as well move her over.
Yeah, block the drain and make him start the battle and risk you draw 5 and clear Vader, and you're fine with that. And if he doesn't start the battle, Jeff can start the battle to get that ping.
Right. I mean, Bill, I think safe 2. Okay.
I think
Safe
he
2. You
saved.
want to I think you want to
Yeah,
shoot. I don't think you want to battle into Kira. Like who y'all just stare at each other, it doesn't matter.
I actually think I would battle into Kira. Like, I think if
I
I
think
was
I'd rather
Bill, I
battle
might
the
be.
cantina and
I
shoot
would battle the cantina for sure. I guess, yeah, you're getting. Well, you're drawing 3. You activate 3. You battle with Vader. You battle in the cantina,
how much does
and then
Jeff
you
have
pay 1 to
left?
move a guy.
Jeff's
Jeff
got
might
2
only have a
left.
couple left. So I think, yeah, you battle there. You shoot Rio. Rio's the easiest
1,
shot.
2. No, I
You
think
got
Ellers
Rio.
is actually
Oh, he went
easier shot.
Ellers. But does Rio have armor? I thought Rio's ability 2 and Ellers is a 3. Oh, he draws a total of 3 for Battle Destiny. That's a poor draw for Jeff. I think you just lose. Yep,
Yeah.
you just lose Tarkin. So, all right, looks like Bill only had 5 cards down. I was thinking he had 6. 6 would have made sense to be able to battle them both.
Yeah, that's what I'm
5
saying. I
does
think
not.
he only had 5. Like I don't think he had
Yeah.
enough to do it.
And Jeff does have a card in reserve, so I don't see any point in battling
No.
Kira. I do think you keep Vader in front of her, though,
Yeah.
simply because giving up the ping of 1 to start the battle is better than the
Oh, what a draw.
drain and the ping. Oh, that should be 4.
Yeah, is it
That
not
limited
4?
should have ended it. Yeah, that's limited ended it.
Why?
Uh,
Yeah, the
count up.
limited.
Yeah.
So Bill should have won by 4 or 5. Message show.
Yeah, I am.
Limited is 4 on Bill's turn.
Yeah. Chris is calling me.
Unless he lost it to damage instead and just passed. I thought he drew it. Like, there's no, if you're gonna leave everything there, there's no reason to not do it. They're reading the card. It should have been 4.
Whoops, had you on mute. Yeah, so they got to clear this up because the limited should have been 4.
Okay.
And then Bill should have won by whatever he was drained by.
Well, I think Bill had 5 down, drew the limited, and played it.
Yes.
So he should have
Bill
won by
should have
4.
won by 4. Yeah.
And then we just need lost by
And it
outcomes.
looks like they figured it out. Yeah. And that's what they're doing. So but we got people. This is why we have active judging at these spots. And Bill played my favorite card in the world, limited resources. That card should go in every match play deck, every match play dark side. I firmly and completely believe that. So looks like, are they going to take a couple minutes before they start
I would assume
game
so.
2? I'm just looking to see if we have any. Ooh, Greg beat AJ by 26 in the first game. Greg's with Rescue the Princess versus AJ's. AJ went to Hunt Down V? Oh, no.
That was.
No, that was there yesterday's. Okay. I'm like, I thought AJ was on Thrawn for Darkseid. So whatever happened, AJ lost by 26. So that's a little unfortunate for him, but that's the only result I see so far other than this one, which should have been Bill by 4. So really it just made, like, at 4, it means game 2 makes all the difference. Like, this is the match. So we'll see how this works out, because I'm not sure what they've got for the other side here.
Yeah, I don't either. Let's see. Go here. So now we're swapping. Like, if I had to speculate, I would imagine Jeff is probably on EOPs, but
yeah, I mean, that's probably a reasonable.
It's just I would lean 10% that way and 90% to I don't know.
Because he was on Hunt Down V
yesterday,
and that's a.
Don't know.
I don't know that I would. Yeah, I don't know that I'd have stuck with that here. So now we got to see what.
I mean, Jeff plays agents really well. He could audible to that. I don't think agents is terrible in a meta where, Luke Saga's not seeing play.
But where we saw that main stacks are not necessarily in play hugely.
Right.
The
Bill could be on the world. I don't know.
Bill definitely could be playing anything.
Bill has a wide range.
Yeah. So Bill could be playing almost anything, and
he could play playing QMC. Like, if I had to lean something, I think I'd lean QMC for him. But I mean, that's just me taking a stab at things. So not 100% sure.
I mean, QMCs would not be a terrible.
It's a good match. It's a good
option.
Day 2 deck. Yeah.
It can be a solid Day 2 deck. It does run the occasional risk. There are, as we saw yesterday, there's some decks that can just blow it out quickly.
Yeah, I don't think Walker's is going to see a ton of play today, even though Bill was just on it. Like, that's not something I had expected a
I'm
ton of.
see, I would have expected people to stay on walkers. Walkers was very good in day one, and it is a overall just a very good deck. It's very likely to win. And
Well,
while
but
you
it
want to
has a
win big,
it also
you
has a very
want to win.
easy counter to it that would worry me. I don't like playing decks day 2 that have a blowout option against them. You know, like
Yeah, but nobody played. We had one player on speeders. Like that would be my concern. Is like I think if I was going to play walkers, we saw the limited resources from Bill, and I love that play. I think I'd also have an overload in there
yeah.
simply to blow up the power harpoon because that's the other thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's like speeders doesn't win by a lot either, and I know a lot of people think, "Oh, it's match play, you got to play decks that can win by a lot." The first rule is you still have to win the game, so you need to play decks that just win. And if you can't, because if you can't win with the deck, it doesn't matter how much it could win by. If you can't win with it, it doesn't matter. You still have to win at least one of your 2 games to advance. So I don't, I like, I don't hate speeders day 2. Like I think right now there's a lot of decks out there. The meta for day 2 can be quite wide. So, but you
Yeah,
should see.
and
We should see in a few minutes.
I think that's a fair call. That we talked about it a little bit at the start of this. The meta is so wide, but sort of limited on light side because
The threat of
walkers
walkers.
is so hard for mains to beat. Like beating with playing mains, beating a good player playing walkers is very, very difficult.
Yeah.
And that means for dark side, you have a wide option because you can say, well, something like agents that might struggle into Luke Saga or Hitco. Like, well, I don't expect anyone to play those. So I think agents is a solid call because agents
Or
does really well against other things.
right. And that's why we saw a decent amount of court come back too. Like court doesn't always like light side main heavy metas, and knowing that walkers is a threat out there that kind of eats light side mains, it opens up court to being played.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what these guys came up with in
Yeah.
the
Because these
discussions
guys are
last
both
night.
very good players and parts of, very good teams that will come up with something good here.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it. I'm just obsessively refreshing to see if we see any more
Yeah, I
results.
was gonna say any more results come through.
I'm looking. So
Bunch of slow players.
yeah. And Timo's not watching because he's watching. There we go. Bill beat Jeff. Goglin beat Kessling, and Hayes beat Sokol. Goglin by 18, Hayes by 24.
Yeah.
Whew.
Well, we picked the right
So
matchup, it looks like.
for sure.
So,
Yeah, it looks
um,
like we got up. All right. I mean, Walker's is. I don't think Walker's is broken. I do think it's very strong right now.
I'm sorry. Like I
Um,
also remember the
and
original incantation of walkers. Like this walkers
oh,
was like
the
losing
broken
8,
deck in any meta. I mean,
like
someone
losing.
never played for the month and a half before they errated the original Asteroid Sanctuary, where you didn't even have to occupy. He
Yeah,
literally built a deck that was 10 systems, 30 asteroids, and 20 sanctuaries, and just dumped your hand.
I mean,
And on
well,
your opponent's second turn, it was like, all right, you lose 5 or 6, and then I'll dump my hand again.
and the original walkers is what influenced us to have in like everybody playing 2 or 3 imperial atrocities, playing hindsight, playing it could be worse because you were taking like
Yep.
10 damage on turn 2 from
Oh, Atrocity was
original
a
walker.
super valuable card for a long time simply because of that.
Yeah.
It was
Well, and
like,
it
I
wasn't
remember that
even
was a,
enough. Like that was the thing. Remember, it wasn't even enough. We had to print hindsight to stop 5 damage.
Yeah, it was.
Looks like Bill's on RTP.
All right, good, because I only know what about a third of those cards do.
Yeah. And those are all the cards I learned yesterday.
But again, we talk about like RTP is great into walkers because you can get Menace Fade set up relatively quickly. You have your own ping damage, and it's, but it's bad into, or it's weaker into something like Huntdown. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I was going to say, Timo's not watching because apparently he's watching a Star Wars Unlimited stream.
I was gonna say he's probably on Star Wars Unlimited.
He did, and he's seeing somebody named Benji, and is like, "Oh, is this Benji Chu?" Like, Timo, there is more than one person in America named Benji. I promise you that.
I don't
Like,
know about that.
it's it was a popular name for a little while. So, and yeah, getting asteroids nerfed, like, Logan's a friend. Logan's a teammate. I'm really glad that asteroid deck got nerfed.
That
That's
asteroid deck was
not
dumb.
fun to play. It
That
wasn't fun to
asteroid deck
play. It
was
wasn't fun to play against. It was dumb. It was, just unpleasant, and you just go, all right, this is not fun.
basically every meta at that point I was just gonna play Imperial Decree until they did something about it, because
Yep.
there's just no reason not to. Looks like Jeff switched to EOPs. I saw Indoor Bunker. So
Yep. I did see an EOPS, and I think that gives him a decent matchup into RTP.
yeah,
Like, you're going to start killing. The thing with RTP is, if you can do it, is kill multiple guys a turn. Like, if every battle you're taking out 2 or 3 of Bill's guys, you win that game long term. Like, you're never going to really take out Leia, so you go after everyone else.
well, you
And you
could
kill
if
all
you
the
had
Lukes, you kill all the Hans.
if you had IG, you could capture her.
Think she still just auto goes to the.
Somebody didn't read the forums today.
Oh, why? Was that actually asked on there?
It was on Greg's quiz for this event, for the rules quiz.
Draws 1 battle to save President Death Star for stream +1, where you have a Stormtrooper well on Death Star, even if imprisoned. Leia may not be transferred and her game text canceled. Huh. So yeah, she could be captured with IG-88 and then can't be transferred anywhere else.
Right.
But it would. That's like the lone spot to do it.
Yeah, it was in the. I hate to spoil that, but there is the quiz for rules. People should go do it. It's interesting. It'll teach you a lot about random interactions. Like the Scomp link access that we were talking about yesterday showed up on there.
Yep.
So.
And yeah, there's certainly, looks like Jeff is on Endor operations. So, and there's definitely room for cheesy decks. It's just
non-interactive cheesy decks.
There's cheese, and then there's super non-interactive that, yes, you can play it, but not everyone enjoys it, and
like, if
it
you're
is what it is. I mean, you want to play hard control in Magic, you can do it. Just understand that other people aren't going to enjoy it, and at some point, the game designers are going to look at it and say,
even
more
like hard
people don't
control
enjoy
and
it than
Magic.
you.
Well, even hard control and Magic, like, you're still able to play the game. Like, Asteroids just turned the game into straight up math, and it was, we can sit down, draw our hands, see what math is, and whoever does math optimally wins the game. Like, that's not really interactive. That's, we can just sit here and do counts and not even really play the game. And that's what you try to avoid with game design is, you want people to sit down and play the game, interact. Like, if they're not doing it, then that's what you need to take care of.
Yeah. And this is a game that is a little different than Magic or like Star Wars Unlimited in that regard.
Yes,
This is top 8.
Finals.
Okay, well, yeah. Like, where those non-interactive strategies are much harder to really enjoy. because, as Rob was saying, it just completely takes you out of playing the game. And that's not what we're here for. You know?
Yeah.
So, all right. So this is game 2. Again, Bill won game 1 by 4 after drawing a perfectly timed, limited resources, and making my heart happy.
Yeah, I would agree
Yeah, the
with
Walker,
that too.
the fact that they can
It's
almost
just too
always be
automatic.
pointed up is too easy. I think the Veers, Garrison pulling Veers is
Well,
slightly too good.
I agree with Kieran again. Like Walker's was already viable without the objective. Like you had, you could have done the CRV and it was still fine. Like you didn't
Yeah,
need
I
the
played slip
objective
sliding Walkers, which was a whole bunch of
or
fun.
that. Like you didn't need
So,
to, um,
and it looks
add
like
the
we're just
objective and everything. And like it's all auto
waiting for the
setup.
clock to
Everything
start.
pulls everything else. There's
Yeah,
very little variance in it.
but fully agree there. It is Rescue the Princess Virtual.
I
That
can't.
is that was a
Objectives don't pull it.
fairly popular deck type yesterday. Actually, I think it was the most popular light side was Rescue the Princess Virtual. It's a deck that, again, I think it was an excellent meta call. It'd been being played a lot online, and it has a very good game into. So,
I mean, I'm not butthurt about asteroids at all. Like I just think it's he didn't like everybody knew about the deck ahead of time. Everybody could have played it.
yeah,
He was the only one going. I actually in my dark side deck for it, I had Decree at Vegas. I just had
yeah.
the flu
I
as
mean,
well, so the flu beat Decree. But
and honestly, Logan beat 2 decks playing Decree. Like
yeah,
Logan, and I know Logan. I consider Logan a friend. Logan's a teammate. We aren't. Uh,
there's
there's no.
there's
It's a light side epic event, a power loss. It's not a dark side epic event. But like Logan played, it was just not a.
it's just not interactive.
Yeah,
It's
we
just
know what
math.
the deck does. It's just not what the game designers want for a deck to be. Is it asteroids basically because of the asteroid destiny were always a poorly designed non-interactive deck. Like that's a problem. So
Right.
and Jeff's just doing his he grabbed established secret place, grabbed Endor Shield grabs a Mazel. Mazel goes down, established secret base goes down, he's gonna pull a sight. Oh, he's going Target or Thrawn down. All right. That might be because we did see Bill grab a Han, and
I was gonna say
with
Bill's
the
deck
fact
is
that he's
kind
got
of
a bunch
full
of
of bunch of
spies,
spies. Yeah,
like
that's
you might want to put a guy that at least draws Battle Destiny there.
yeah.
So
And he didn't have enough
that's
to
the
drop, Slave One and move him up and do everything.
yeah,
So
which is weird because usually you theoretically have enough to do that. I think he might not have. I think he might have grabbed I or Forlom. Not. Oh no, he did grab Boba Fett and Slave One. Not
yeah,
sure what the logic was there. He just draws it all up, says I don't need to grab anything right now. I think he might have watched the yesterday's game a little bit and
I
realized
actually
that
am curious
grabbing
about that because
Slight would be a what would be a huge mistake. So
he if he drops Slave One with like RTP doesn't play a bunch of space. Like I assume they think Bill may still have the Luke can go there, but like Ozzel turn 1 in space should be fine on Slave One. Like any
I
like
mean,
early
you'd want.
damage.
I think I would have wanted. I would have at least wanted Fett on there. Like you don't want to risk Ozil alone on Slave One that draws nothing. Does risk Bill just having a here's Luke, here's ship.
I mean,
I'll draw a 5 and blow up your Slave One, and now you're way behind in space.
sure, but Like,
So
the amount of luck
that's
on your side to get there is
yeah, but
extremely high.
why take that risk? Like that's
Just
a
start draining
the
for 2 on turn 2,
yeah. I think you're fine waiting one turn. So
and not having to put Thrawn at the bunker.
yeah. And Basad, we're not arguing that Walker's isn't too good right now. I think I've been clear that I think Walker's is very, very good and definitely warping the meta
Yeah, I mean,
in
he's
that
definitely
regard.
meta
And I
warping.
don't like that in general, but it's not a binary Walkers are okay and Asteroids is not. Like both of them were unpleasant decks to play against. Walkers is potentially more interactive, but like not really because walkers with 9 forfeit dudes inside them are really hard to kill and hard for a deck to play against. That doesn't mean that Asteroids was at all pleasant to play against or
Yeah,
deal with.
this is kind of why I was gonna throw Ozzel up in space.
Well, I mean, throwing Ozzel up in space doesn't really get you anything because you're going to lose established control anyways, and you'll need him to get established control down next turn if you can get it. Like, this is part of why I'm not sure I would have played EOPs in this on day 2, knowing how much Rescue the Princess there was,
I just don't
because
think Rescue
this is
isn't
really bad.
amazing. I don't think Rescue's
Oof.
amazing on day 2, to be honest, but it is
Yeah,
what it
but
is.
yeah,
So,
and he got the shot. I mean, that's been the 7 for Battle Destiny as a shot, so
well, at least you're a 6.
great. That's
Gets.
Ray, who he probably was okay with losing anyways.
I was thinking more it stops some damage coming through, but
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Vasant, like I said, the walkers are it's a little too auto setup and it's definitely very, very good. And I don't love that. And there's things that need to be done to it. It's
yeah, that's why
it
Kieran, I
doesn't
was
change the discussion on asteroids. And yeah, Kieran.
that's why I thought Ozzel going to space was like I, I would just stick him on Slave 1 and be like,
Ooh.
cool, if you've got it, like
So Thrawn and 6 is bad. That's a rough spot. And Jeff reading and going up, so he's still gonna get a battle destiny. He's still gonna shoot a guy. Like he's not gonna be easy to go. I mean, he doesn't have any immunity, so if you go after him, you just have to draw a 4.
yeah.
Or
But
did
now you're
he? Well, I guess I can't see. Did Bill start superficial, or did he go with good blaster?
oh, that's a good point. I think he started
I
superficial. It looks like it.
I can't tell. Like I see
I,
cell 2187. I think the top card is Walkling.
I think the middle one's superficial. It doesn't look like a
Yeah,
good blaster.
it's
The camera was a little bit wide for this. I think we could have shrunk
yeah.
it and zoomed in. But
That's I'm not sure we could have zoomed in enough to be able to get a good read on it. So, all right, superficial is what Keith's saying, and I think it's probably right. So, I think that's the right play. The ping against EOPs, you're not as worried about the ping damage as being able to keep your guns and soaking attrition with that to make it harder to
right,
kill multiple guys in a turn.
right.
And Jeff says, "Let's go," and drops Maul
I mean,
and
Jeff might
Dr.
be
E
able
and
to get a
Ponda
counter beat.
and first strike. Battle. He gets back that Thrawn,
Would you like to
swings
operate?
and
No,
hits.
please operate. Please operate.
Yeah,
I
I
would
don't
like
think he wants to operate. I think he is
I would
fine
like for
not
you to
operating.
operate. No,
Are you
it's our
sure you
boss.
don't want to operate?
Yeah, he's a doctor. He's got to operate here.
So with Bill, like Han draws pretty high, at a pretty high plus, but I think you still just shoot at Dr. E.
I think he shot
because
at Maul.
any Battle Destiny kills Maul.
Was
I
it was at least a good destiny for him.
the only way
Bill,
that would
but
make sense is if he's got a sorry combo.
yeah,
That's so he's at 14 to 5,
yeah, it wasn't a great draw from
6,
Bill.
7, 8. I mean, Bill's
I,
losing 6 in response. And
well, the gun is soaking 3,
yeah,
which is at
that's
least nice.
where I'm getting to 8. Because I think he's Han's power 3, and then
6.
you have the yeah,
But
there went the good
for
blaster.
the plus side for Bill is Maul's stuck over there.
Yeah, and I think Bill's actually that might have actually been why Bill shot at Maul. And honestly, I could have seen Bill just said, "I'm not going to shoot."
Yeah,
Because I'd like your guys stuck there. Like if Bill had a Hujix, I think he doesn't shoot and doesn't draw. Just says, all right, you guys are stuck there. Have fun with it.
yeah, because Jeff isn't gonna leave Dr. E combo there. Like Dr. E combo can get rebeat.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So the thing is, they're both like out about the same amount of cards right now. So
yeah.
now it's, let's start the game again. Like,
Interestingly enough, Bill
they both
didn't
took a quick
play
beat down in the bunker.
aim high.
Yeah, I think he might have just spaced on it a little bit. Like Jeff played that fairly quickly and Bill did not.
I don't know
Bill
if
might have just been
Jeff
like, oops.
technically retrieved either. I just saw Bill lose a card.
He did.
But okay.
He got back the Thrawn.
No.
Because he can now use his second Endor shield to go get Thrawn. Because I don't
Yeah.
believe he used it the first time.
Well, he only used the one for
Yeah, he
Sparkle.
used it for Ozzel. He also didn't grab either oppressive or established last turn, which I think was potentially a mistake. Oh, looks like Bill might have a sleeve that broke.
Yeah.
So that happens. Good reason to have your starting effects in the same matching sleeve, so you have a few extras floating around. But I always tend to try and grab a few extra for each side just to have with me for big tournaments, because I had a box of sleeves once that decided a half dozen or so were going to split, and that was a massive hassle.
Yeah, I always carry extra sleeves with me.
So there we got Luke. Luke's going to free Leia.
Leia retrieves on.
Yep. And Jeff's got secret plans out, so Bill paid his one. Don't see any guns yet. I'm surprised. Like Leia's gun is definitely in reserve because it was the Destiny Bill drew. So I'd imagine, yeah, that's what's got to come out here. Where's he going? Luke's gun. All right.
It's Luke's gun.
Okay. Thought he had Leia's gun in there. Maybe not. Maybe it got when he searched, it got shuffled up. So that's fine. You'd get a gun. Like, and I think
Well,
you
and
just move
Jeff,
him to the power core here.
yeah, Jeff's not got a ton of cards in hand either. They've both been
Yeah.
spending resources fighting over the bunker.
Yep.
And 2 of Jeff's
Which I think
cards are
was the right
Slave
play
1
by
and
both of them.
I still think I would have just had Ozzel on Slave 1 in space, but that's me.
Yeah. He might not have drawn into the Dr. Ian Ponda and Maul then, which would have made it harder for him to do that rebeat on Han.
I mean, if he's
So,
throwing Han and Rey to the bunker to cancel my effects to use pile, okay. Like to me, like I'd rather just go beat you with elsewhere.
yeah.
And actually, he would have still because Thrawn cost 4, and
yeah.
I guess he would have had one less because that takes 5. Ozzel deploys for
Yeah.
free, moves for 1. Slave 1 deploys for 3, takes off. Oh, it's free
For
from
free.
docking base.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's still 4. It was 4 either way. So
Yeah.
he still would have had the cards to rebeat.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, so you were saying Ozzel straight out, but
yeah, like against RTP, they're not like if he draws into his space and wants to throw Luke there, fine, so be it. Like,
yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. I thought you were talking about throw Thrawn in and then throw Ozzel on Slave 1 at Endor, and
no.
that was okay. That
No. I was saying keep Thrawn in hand and just have Ozzel chilling
yeah,
in space on Slave 1, right? And then, hey, look, I can pay 3 to drain turn 2, and I'm feeling
yeah.
pretty safe about that in space against
Well, and Jeff just
RTP.
says, all right, I'm going to move out. Here comes Battle Plan. And
Yeah, I mean, this
Bill's
is
going to have to pay to drain just to knock the card off the power.
yeah, he's
knock off the power card. So he still doesn't have a ton of cards in hand. Like he's got 3PO and I think
R2.
Ezra, maybe. Is that R2 or is it Ezra?
Well, there's an R2 in Red 5 for sure.
Oh yeah, that's I was looking for a dude. So
you're always looking for dudes.
Whatever. This isn't a place for judgment. We listen and we don't judge.
I wasn't judging.
So it looks like we're searching for a Death Star site here and finding a whole lot of. Oh nope, grabbing 3PO.
Yes. Now I got the. You're a dude. We're a dude.
Is it Ahsoka in his hand? That'd be a solid play just to drop on Maul.
I don't know why I'm doing what you're doing earlier. Like I'm leaning up on my desk to see if I can squeeze past the edge of the camera. Like that doesn't do me any good.
I'm so happy I'm not the only one who ever did that. Like I've absolutely done it before, but it's I stream so much where it's on GAMP where I can see everything, and like doing this, it's like I can't see, and just the instinct to lean
At what point
forward.
do we
like,
just purchase tablets for everybody to play on GAMP and live events so we can stream games easier?
I contemplated suggesting that once. Like I wouldn't have hated that as much as it sounds like.
As a player, I would have hated that.
Oh, I would not. Like it changes everything so much. But as a commentator, I would absolutely love it. So
just have a guy sitting there
also playing
the game
on a
from
tablet
both sides.
would suck so bad. Like I'm.
Well, we could send somebody there that sits there on a tablet and plays both sides of the game for us, and then we watch it on the tablet.
Honestly, that'd be kind of awesome. Like, all right, one of our slicers, anybody who's listening, figure out a way to have that so like we could split stream it and have exactly what's going on being restreamed in GEMP. Like on like a chessboard. Like I know they make like chess things where you can like set it up and say, okay, this is what it is. Like make something like that in GEMP where we could just create the board state and know exactly what's going on. Even if it doesn't have to go up on stream, like so Robbie and I and Dan, when he's streaming, everyone could just be like, oh, okay, look at it, and that's what it is. That'd be amazing. AJ, I know you're not watching because you're playing a game, but that's your new project.
Maybe.
Yeah, he might be done by now. Let's see if we got.
I don't know if AJ's light can win by 27.
27 seems like a stretch, but nothing's been reported yet, so he's still trying. All right, so there's the drain of 2 and a drain of 1. And Bill's just gotta take those drains. Like there's not much he can do about it.
No, Greg and Gogolin both advanced to the top 4.
Oh, they did? Okay, I missed the. Excuse me, I just didn't see that posted anywhere yet. So
it was posted as of 1 minute ago. So you might have not refreshed quick enough like I did.
Yeah, that literally I just refreshed now and I see it. So congrats to Gogolin taking down Mr. Kessling, and congrats to Greg beating a young child. Yeah. So
just like Greg.
Yep. Greg just out there beating up on children, being mean. So I hope he feels good about himself.
Oh, I'm sure he does. I'm sure he feels real great about himself. I'm sure he's telling AJ all about how he'll take him out to lunch and it's on him. And then when they get to the subway, I don't have my wallet. It's up in the room. Can you get it, AJ?
Poor AJ. And AJ is well aware of all the age jokes we make about him and enjoys them. Otherwise, we would not do that. This is, we have all been friends a long time, and a lot of this is all in good fun because this is such a close community.
Looks like Jeff just deployed 4 LOM Tentacle and is drawing some cards.
Jeff's really fine.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. The thing is, he saw Bill lose a good blaster at your side, so Bill's damage output
Is cut.
is cut, and Luke's on the ground, so Bill's ability to do anything in space is basically zero.
Yeah.
So,
Well, unless Bill has, Starship Levitation combo, then he can pull the effect
well,
back. But
yeah, that's
yeah,
sure.
I
I mean,
I
it
think he's
does now
gonna.
mean though his rebel artilleries are used,
Yeah.
which is not bad. So we get the drain, ping the last card off, which will give him the
Ping
flip.
3PO.
Yep, ping with 3PO.
He hasn't actually flipped yet.
Oh. Doesn't he? Oh, he's got to be nothing and control 2 sites or something.
Yeah, I think so.
That's no. If Leia occupies a Death Star site and a power loss is shut down, he should be
Okay.
flipped.
He just hasn't actually done
Yeah,
it.
I mean he doesn't. Yeah, it's not a.
It's not changing any of the stuff he's doing right now.
Yeah, really, the flip side is mostly it'll cost Jeff to drain, and looks like Jeff grabs artillery on tentacle, which
Yeah.
very reasonable grab, like especially with a good blaster gone. So that's a used interrupt. There's no reason to let Bill keep doing it.
Yeah.
And searching for a Death Star site, doesn't find it, obviously. Decent little Destiny, though. Like, again, if you've
I
got
see what
the.
Jeff's plan is. He's got the UR beaten to protect
Yeah,
Maul.
which makes a ton of sense. Like,
Yeah.
that's easy. And we see Obi to the 2-2.
Yeah, I don't hate that either. Being able
Yeah, that's fine.
to watch Bill use his phone and we can read it and see what
And
he's
Bill,
doing.
yeah, let's see if is he trying to catch Pokemon? Nope, he's looking something up.
No, he's looking up Obi's text.
Probably. Because it's not a current printout. All right.
Probably.
I did hear the printers at 2 different hotels were not working. So, because I don't think Pat's staying at the hotel the event is at. And the printer wasn't working at his hotel, and AJ was trying to print something, and the printer wasn't working at his hotel. So,
Yep.
I'm gonna have to figure out what Greg played to beat Thrawn by 26, though. Like that seems like a weird. That's one of the upsides of Thrawn is it generally doesn't lose big.
Yeah, I'm curious what happened that.
I,
It was
I'm
on the
wondering if
second
AJ
stream,
got.
so we can watch
Yeah,
it later.
wondering if AJ got jumped somewhere, like when he put the Emperor down, or like
So
what's her face got barriered or something. We've seen that happen before.
with Obi, you should be able to get back the good blaster though.
Yeah, and that actually might be much more important is use Obi to get back the blaster. Greg was on RTP. Okay. Yeah, that definitely has the ability to jump Thrawn and run a bunch of damage through.
Yeah, but it still
Although it
seems like
should, in
he
theory,
shouldn't.
take a bunch of damage back because you have no way to stop Thrawn. So all the stacks and everything else,
Sounds
he
like
might have gotten a beat
honestly,
down through.
yeah, it sounds like AJ deployed light to ground or something, or maybe tried to
Yeah.
attack him on his sights, which you shouldn't be attacking.
Yeah,
I'm
it sounds like
kind of
AJ might have
surprised he
gotten
didn't go
squirrely.
get good blaster.
Yeah, I'm a little bit too. So
Increases damage output by a little bit at least.
yeah, I would have absolutely gone and gotten the good blaster and pumped up the damage as much as I could, especially with the artillery getting grabbed, so you're not running it.
Just because I feel like right now you're probably gonna see like Ovi get placed out of play. So like
Yeah,
you're probably gonna need to use his effect at any point, right? Before that, you might as well have used it to set up an extra ping next turn.
yeah. Like I'm And maybe he thinks that he's not coming at Obi, and Greg can go. I mean, Bill can go do Obi at any point. It's just I think I would have liked to see it get used so Obi could retrieve an extra, so you could start that damage right away.
Well, and I mean, the only
So
reason I guess you wouldn't is if you're expecting him to go after Leia, and then, you know, you're not going to control the site for the ping anyway. But
going after Leia feels like a trap. Like I know you need to go after, you want to do something, but like without a
well,
good blaster, you're just like,
Jeff's hands is
if I'm Jeff,
dead.
I'd rather just set up resistance and be like, fine, drain me for 2. By the
Jeff's
way, I'm going to
hands
drain for like 6.
Jeff's hand's not very good for battling.
Yeah, if I'm Jeff, I think I might be. If nothing else, you're moving Thrawn into the drain 2 site.
Yeah.
And he does have to pay to drain as well, which is unfortunate a little bit.
Unless he has an Ellis in his hand, I didn't see, but
Oof, that would have been. You don't usually see Ellis in that.
oh, okay, Sith Fury is not bad. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, Darkseid has to attack.
Yeah, at some point, Darkseid's got to attack. It's just where. Like, it feels like such a trap to go in on Leia. I don't mind choke Vader there. Like, go choke out Luke.
Well, I mean, Obi's going to cancel the battle.
Yeah. All right. So AJ, yeah, he opened himself up to a beatdown with Thrawn. It looks like he said he played to win instead of trying to grind down. Should have just kept draining to lower the diff. And yep, he went. Grand Inquisitor went to ground and got overflowed by 13.
Why is
So
Grand Inquisitor on the ground?
because he was trying to win, he took a risky line to win instead of just grind it out and try and make it happen.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he doesn't technically have to use Obi to cancel the battle.
Yeah, there's a lot of things he could do here. And I don't know that I like any of them. If I'm Jeff, like, you've got to go start this battle, but it just feels so bad because you definitely can get wrecked badly here. So battles, pace 1 to retrieve 1.
I think I broke that.
And thank you, Batmouse, for subscribing or resubscribing. So, and there's the Blast the Door Kid to exclude everybody but 3PO from the battle.
3PO won a battle. That's how he got his red arm.
Yeah, it's winners get red. So, wait, that was 3PO in that movie? Wow, that's camouflage. Like that's like when Clark Kent wears glasses. Nobody knows who he is. All right, so we see he moves over Maul, and looks like probably moves into draw phase, letting Greg use 3PO.
Bill.
Or Bill, yeah.
They look the same.
The number of times I've called Bill and Greg by the wrong name is very, very high because they're always hanging out together. And I've known them both for a long time. So it is unintentional, but for some reason I just struggle to tell them apart at all points in time, even though they don't really look all that similar anymore. So
yeah. Greg hasn't
right.
worn a hat in decades.
Well, we're not going to hold him against that. As someone who enjoys hats and the wearing of hats,
That's pretty good.
And yeah, I don't mind that. Sorry. I'm assuming he knows exactly what he's drawing it on and tracked it with the 3PO. He's sitting on that sense. Are we going to see the sense? Okay.
Yeah.
And I think Bill's actually okay with that. Like, all right, fine, you sensed it. Now instead we'll go for a beatdown. Sense is used because it's. Oh no, it is lost. He's got both shields out.
Yeah, he's not playing around with
He is all over the anti-sack.
When you're up by 4 from game 1, it's definitely worthwhile to.
Oh yeah, no, the make him lose cards is super, super worthwhile.
Yeah. Drain with Obi.
Yeah. He's got to pay for it, but first he gets the ping with 3PO.
He did.
Yeah, no, that's what he did. And then, yeah, absolutely. I think he drained with Obi. Ooh.
He battled, but it was
Sabine in there.
Bless the little kid.
Yeah, Jeff started the battle and got blasted.
So he got his retrieval and ping, and then battle was canceled. And then he just moved Maul over from indoor docking bay to the drain 2 site.
Bill's hand, he might not drain. Like I could see he might just drop the world on Vader.
He should see Jeff went and got a gig. So
yeah,
like
there's Jyn Erso as an undercover spy. Like I think you're fine with the gig. I think you still drop, or that's not Sabine that causes force loss. Yeah, there's Hera. So you give, Vader's going to have no immunity anyways because you start the battle and just target him with Luke's gun. And that's not great. So let's see what else Bill wants to do here. Oh, Bill is going to drop a bunch on him, maybe just to stop the threat of the rebeat. Like he says, fine, I'm going to lose a couple guys here, but I'm going to make sure you can't come running at me otherwise.
Jeff should be losing one as well.
Yeah, Jeff needs to lose one to think he might be figuring it out from hand. Yep, there it goes.
Yep.
So Vader's hit. Yeah. Vader's hit, forfeit 0, take a ping. And also his immunity to attrition is canceled.
Woohoo.
In case that mattered. In case Jeff's got some sort of way to keep him alive and Jeff loses the other sense, which I think makes sense. Ooh, fails on the choke. Does he have the Sith Fury?
No.
Nope. Oh,
he did not.
I'm assuming he didn't try and choke 3PO, which would mean he failed on the choke.
Yeah. Hey, there's the Sith
I actually don't know that I wouldn't have hated, like, I'm not sure that I wouldn't have hated a choke 3PO there. Like, 3PO is legitimately causing ping damage. Yeah. You choke 3PO, you let someone else die to battle damage, you're gicking it anyways. Like, that would have absolutely gotten rid of a ping. It would have felt weird, but I think I would have liked it. Like, it's one of those plays that after the fact, you're like, wow, that feels really dumb.
He lost
I think it's the right play. Yeah,
he lost Scomp earlier. In the
that was the 6 overflow.
Yeah, on.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I would have been okay with, like, take 3PO out of there, takes that damage away. When you're in a game that, every force is going to count.
Oh.
He's going to lose another 2 or 3 force from 3PO. Yeah, I think there is a second 3PO, or Scomp Link or 3PO. Like, I do think there was a second droid, but I still make that play.
Who plays 2 Scomp Links?
Someone who wants to beep boop or whoa. So
y'all are some weird people, Sam.
If you've never heard Sam give a excited beep boop as he stacks one of your cards, I mean, you're not living.
No, Sam and I just alternate who gets to disarm every turn.
Yeah, like.
Oh yeah, he's gicking either way.
Yeah,
like,
no, I think and that's what I'm saying, Kieran. Like,
right.
he's gicking 100% no matter what. So guarantee to kill the 3PO who's kill. Yeah. So, all right. So Kieran agrees with me. See, look, good
I
players
agree
agree
with
with
you.
me.
Well, I'm not a good player, but I still agreed with
Yeah.
you.
That's, as I say, good players agree with me. So, yeah, Bill's got a good position right now, I think.
Yeah, like Jeff's problem is his hand is very lacking on characters. He drew the red side of his deck,
Yeah.
and he
And that
also
also
lost.
means his destiny are bad.
He
Like if he
also
doesn't have a
lost
way to get rid
his.
of that Jin, this could get ugly quick because he's got to start battling. He's got to go in and battle every turn.
Yeah, and he also lost his ominous rumors, which I don't know if he really wanted, but
I mean, just to go get a card wouldn't hurt. I don't know that the flip side necessarily matters. You're probably not. I mean, you just saw Hera, like he could have stopped that extra battle destiny, but I don't think that was mattering there.
no.
So,
I mean, it would
all
have
right, he's
mattered
got to
early on
do.
against this poor Thrawn, but yeah.
Yeah, but he couldn't
He
get
was,
that
yeah,
early against
no,
Thrawn. So,
yeah. So
all
yeah,
right.
poor peasant.
So, and it looks like he doesn't have a way to deal with Jin, which is really an unfortunate thing.
Yeah,
All right. So here's just Tarkin
no
alone
escape to
against.
get the gick.
Yep. That's a
Yeah, I do feel like
strong
Bill
play.
should have grabbed that gick, but
Yeah. Bill not grabbing anything feels a little off. What are
and
we?
Jeff's taking it all back. Okay.
Okay. Might be a more of a cost involved that he didn't realize, or
Bill probably may have pointed out something to him.
could be. So, where
I
are you
mean,
going instead?
Jeff is definitely behind in this game, so
Yeah, Jeff's got to do something, and this is I think Jeff's struggle is his hand just didn't cooperate at all. Like, I think he could have been in a good position this game, but his hand didn't cooperate, and then he had to blow the mall to
yeah,
go
Maul's
kill the
stuck on
bunker.
indoor. Yeah,
And I'll be honest, I'm not sure like I understood the idea of the rebeat, and it was nice to get the 6, but he could have just thrown Maul at the power core and thrown out Coward and said, "Okay, do something with Han."
well, he
Like
could
wait for
also
Han to
thrown
move out.
Maul and Doctor E there, and
Yeah,
like you said do something with. You can't.
yeah,
I'm not gonna let you drain at the bunker. I'll pull a coward, and we can sit here and stare at each other while I'll be
yeah.
draining.
Like I
And
think that might have. I think he took the 6 overflow, and I think he decided he needed to deliver some overflow.
yeah,
And I don't think that was the right. I don't think that was necessarily the right play. I understand that, and yeah, look at Jeff's force pile is like all gray.
yeah.
Like all the guys he needs, all the stuff he needed to mount some sort of serious offense is all stuck there. Uh, I mean, I almost think you throw the Thrawn with Tarkin and get your double battle destiny and try. Like, I don't know what else you're going to do there. Because he's also only going to draw once. He can drop them both and keep Tarkin alive and probably wipe a decent amount of the site. Like, that's about all you've got right now, I think. Because I don't know who the other character in his hand is. I just know I saw the Thrawn. And I really hope he didn't use that Tarkin's bounty for Thrawn when he hasn't used his second Endor shield pull. Like, I think Jeff is flustered right now.
I think he
So,
grabbed the Thrawn. Like,
yeah, like we're thinking he
I'm
grabbed
honestly,
Thrawn, and I
I'm
think he's
honestly,
flustered right now.
well, and I'm honestly surprised he didn't just, unless we missed the first indoor pool. I thought he only used one, so.
Yeah, so did I. I think he's all
Oh,
right.
he
So
grabbed
Obi
Rebel
went and grabbed
Artillery.
Blast the Dark Kid.
He's got
Oh yeah,
Rebel
he grabbed
Artillery.
artillery. You're gonna have to be more specific here. There's so many things getting grabbed in so many different ways. So
I mean, he
I'm
grabbed
really hoping I
Bill's
phrased that
hand at the
appropriately
beginning of
and
the game and shook it
YouTube doesn't
violently.
decide YouTube doesn't decide that whole phrasing was some sort of crazy entendre and we're gonna get delisted. So there's the battle. Like he went and got the blast the door kit. I don't see any reason to even use it. Like, fine, you have Tarkin. All right, so he says nope. I'll blast the door kid so I can rebeat Tarkin, maybe. I mean, he's only got 2 cards in hand, so I don't know how much.
Didn't he no escape Gick?
Yeah,
So he can't rebeat.
yeah. So like, I don't understand. Not just, and he lost the maybe because he lost the 3PO. He used the 3PO as one of
Yeah.
the 2 cards with Obi. He doesn't want to risk the 3PO. He says, "Fine, I'll just drain for 2, drain for 1, ping, etc." Does, however, stop Jin from blocking the drain as Jeff's able to move over.
Yep.
I mean, at some point, I don't know that he needs to grab the Gick. Like,
I mean,
he gets another rebeat in. Like, Jeff's running low enough on cards. I don't know that he can put forth any sort of attack that.
well, and Bill's going to be paying to drain, I would imagine now too.
Yeah, I mean, he'll certainly, I think, pay 3 to drain for 2. I think you drain for 2 with Ovi. I don't know if you get another. I don't know if you get another drain in there because I think the Luke is just a drain of 1, and I don't know that you want to pay 3 to drain for 1. Like, I think you'd rather drop cards. Although he
So it
does
looks
only have
like
2 cards in hand. I
Bill
think
has
Jeff's thinking
20 in
about
life
that.
force and Jeff has 15. So
Yeah. I think Bill's looking, or Jeff's looking hard at that control set for stun. I think we might
yeah.
see Leia getting set for stunned back to the detention block corridor real quick, which would at least change some of the math here. Yep. So but it doesn't, I think he's
Uh-oh.
still drained with Obi. Like yeah, he's still pinged for 1, and there goes a ball. Drain for 2. There's an Applet and a force push because yeah, Jeff's just running light on cards. Like he's
Well, he's still got 15 in his down
yeah,
cards.
thereabouts. Well, he peeled 1, so I think it'd be 14 now.
Oh yeah.
That's
You're right.
not a ton, and yeah, I think we'll see. Oh, there's Ahsoka. Go beat up Thrawn, and then probably just move Han over and free Leia.
Yeah, he'll get his retrieval and a ping out of it.
Yep. Oh, look, he says we got a. Is that
Bill
a
being able
Trooper
to
Sabak?
use the first strike is really big too.
I think he's got a Trooper Sabak in there.
Not all that
That's
surprising. He's got enough troopers.
yeah.
It's a fine day 2 call.
Yeah, I think it's a day 2 call. Like that's the thing is you've got your day 2. Why not call? So here we get the ping. Jeff's got to decide what he wants to lose here.
Jeff's trying to set up that choke Vader.
Yeah. Wants to keep that 7 on top where he can choke with it. Because he'll need it to get rid of Ahsoka. And yep, there's the Trooper Sabak, and there's a 5 for Battle Destiny.
Yep.
Which I think almost has to be Ahsoka, I think, yeah. Because if you lose Han, you can't go free Leia. Problem with going and freeing Leia right now is Han without a blaster doesn't threaten a whole lot. So this is potentially rough. And just taking another quick check while
Yeah,
we
but he
have
still has
this.
Obi out there to cancel a battle. Yeah, he loses the drain of 2, but
And Hayes advances to top 4 as well. Yeah, I guess Obi can cancel the battle, which is
not
very
nothing.
good. Yeah, it's. And yeah, Kieran, the extra force, that force choke you get from RTP, where it's pay to drain, pay to drain, pay to do this stuff, adds up real quick. So, I mean, if he's got the choke Vader, I think you're still just drop choke Luke.
No,
Han
you can
doesn't
drop and
draw,
choke Vader. Or choke
or
Obi,
drop and
sorry.
choke Obi. Yeah. I mean, I think you just Obi does Obi. Yeah, Obi cancels the battle, so you just go, okay, well,
Yeah, you remove a drain of 2 off the table.
yeah. And now we'll see the drain of 2 at Maul's site. Mm. Bill might only have 10 or 11 cards down. So there's the Vader, there's the battle. Lose 1. Jeff doesn't have the force to retrieve. There's the choke out Luke. And we see if he wants to lose a force to send Luke's gun to used. So you can't superficial damage on a choke like that, but Luke's gun specifically has text that when it's lost, you can send it to used. Send it to the bottom of used pile by losing a force or something. So, and now the battle destiny is 3, maybe? Is that an Applet? There goes
It wasn't,
3PO.
it wasn't an Applet. I don't know what it was.
Okay, it
It
was a
was an
dude of
Applet.
some sort. Yeah. It was low enough that 3PO and his forfeit of 4 covers.
Yeah.
So, and Bill's now kind of in a tougher spot. Like, he's stuck with Jin. I'm a little surprised he didn't try and move Jin,
Yeah, why didn't he move Jin?
because I don't think Jeff had enough to do anything with it. Like, that was a
No, he
mistake by
didn't.
Bill.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
should have
that was a
moved Jin.
mistake for Bill. So,
Move Jin, stop that drain.
yeah, because Jeff can't move away and then start actually saving a force to
Yeah.
follow and just keep that drain from happening, because you're going to have to do something here.
But Jeff also doesn't have a bunch of cards because Vader plus the battle, and I think he had 3 cards down.
Yeah,
So he's only got what, 10 cards in
I think he has
reserve?
11, because I think he had the 3 in reserve plus the 7. So it's the
Yeah.
3 he used to play whatchamacallit, the set for stun. So
No, he's
I think
so
he
he had
has
4
11
in
down.
reserve?
He had 4 in
Yeah.
reserve and 7 in force, and then used all 7 to play Vader and start the battle.
Yeah.
So, and I don't hate what Bill did in terms of just leaving Obi there, because you need that drain of 2. Like, you still
I
just,
don't No, I think I would have I think I might have placed Obi out of play.
yeah, you got to have something to
Cuz like
go after.
you know Bill, or you know Jeff is, I mean Jeff was obviously tracking that 7. Like,
Yeah,
I think I would have placed Obi out of play and moved away. Like,
yeah,
something like split your guys, Han to Leia and Luke back to the other side. Like, something. Like, that's why I don't think, I think I would have wouldn't have consolidated Luke just because I know I can play. Like I might have moved Luke over to Obi and moved Han over to Leia or something, and then
Yeah, I think I would have moved Han to Leia and then planned on, okay, I'll cancel the battle and then walk away from Vader at a non-battleground.
right, yeah, something like that. Like
Like,
just I wouldn't have let him get a choke off. Like that choke is
yeah,
painful.
yeah, especially if he could have, and flipping would have also put him on the. He couldn't have drained and dropped Vader
Right,
because if you go free Leia, now he can't drain.
correct.
So that's. I think this, it's very easy sometimes in our position to
Yeah, but
talk through this stuff afterwards. Like,
we're not the ones under the pressure, under the lights.
yeah.
We're
So
sitting in our comfy chairs at home.
there's the free Corrin or Corrin to free Leia.
Yep.
Um,
I mean, Han's
so
got to
Jeff
move away.
doesn't have coward out, but he does have a shield free. So like, I think yeah, Han's got to move to the other battleground, and you're just giving up that Drina too, which feels real bad.
Yeah, I don't think you can sit in front of Vader when.
Well, now you're talking. I think now the plan he's looking at is going, all right, Vader battles, he gets the ping. I get my
I mean, if he could have shot
I
Vader
cancel it with Obi, but like,
or had the Destiny draw there, like I think you maybe take that shot.
and that might
Battling
have been what
now,
he just looked at was,
yeah.
let me look at my reserve and see if I can hit him. We'll take the shot. And
But Jeff's got some really high Destiny left right now. I know he's got an Emperor and that Phantom Menace
yeah,
floating around.
like that'd be an unpleasant spot. But those are also the top two Destiny of his reserve deck. So like, what's the rest of the way through is not nearly as good. He's not going to be able to draw those this turn. So
Yeah, that's why I was like, I think I would and I think Bill was thinking that, but I
yeah, and
don't
I think
think you
Bill's got to
can
decide.
move in front of Vader and give him a chance to choke.
Now, I actually don't think I'd mind move Han away, so then you keep two battlegrounds so you can drain where Leia is, so you
Right.
don't have to lose you don't lose it to coward. And there we see Walkling placed on a play to retrieve the Luke's gun. I think it's really just to retrieve a random card at this point. And I think you got to move Han away. Like, I just can't see any.
I really wish Bill had moved
Moving in front of
Jen.
Vader would be terrible. Yeah, not moving Jin hurts him a lot too. Mm. All right, I don't see a lot of benefit to that, but okay. That and all right.
Warren goes to the
I
trash.
I think the trash compactor is the one you can move to anywhere to the trash compactor. I don't really understand the like trash compactor's cute. It's a drain +1, but it's not a battleground, so you're still risking if you put Obi out of play to stop that battle with Vader and Leia, you lose coward, and the Obi and Corrin no longer drains for anything. Like at that point, you could have just kept Corrin at the detention block corridor. So if you lost Leia, you could immediately re-free her. Like I might have done that instead.
636. Yeah, now you're kind of forced to put Obi out of play.
Yeah. Now you have to.
Oh, he had another Blastador.
Okay. Menace Fades is not out.
Or if you're asking about the Phantom Menace, that's also not out.
All right. So I like the Blastador kid play there. And now you've got Han who can shoot in control phase.
Yeah.
Like,
And you might be able to get her a little bit of a beat down on Tarkin.
to be fair, Rob also said moving in front of Vader would be bad. But yes, there are absolutely times where I feel like our players are just like, oh, what did Garrett say to do? Let's do that.
Well, we also didn't
So,
have perfect information. Bill knew he had a blast the door kit. I don't hate it moving
yeah.
with the
Yeah,
blast the
knowing he
door
had a
kit.
blast the door kid, it changes the math a whole lot. Like I'd have been fine with it with the blast the door kid because you're just like, okay. So I feel like if you're shooting at Vader there,
Yeah, it looks like
and
he
I
missed.
think that's a miss. Say it's a 3, and then I think you're plus like 3, so I think that's a miss. And I think that was the if you hit Vader, then I think you battle
Working for
Tarkin and
sure.
get the overflow. Without that, gosh, I don't like any of what Bill has going on right now. And having to constantly pay for those drains and that not getting
The
that
other
blaster damage hurt.
the other aspect to moving away from Vader was also he may not get to battle, and then you get to retrieve.
Yeah. I'm just not sure Bill's got enough cards left to make that happen. Are we sitting on another Blast the Door kid or something else interesting? I mean, he was running like 4 of them, and Jeff honestly still has an ungrabbed
Well,
spot.
yeah, Obi's going out of play here, almost
Yeah,
absurd,
and that's why
assuredly.
Corin moved to that battleground
Yeah,
so he can at least get the drain of 2 off. There goes Nobi.
but the
There
problem is he's
went
taking
another good blaster.
4 damage this turn, or he's taking 4 damage a turn, and he's not
Yeah,
progressing the board state, which is
yeah.
the biggest worry for him.
I think it's 141. I think that's a Vader. Like I think it's a Vader Emperor's Enforcer, which seems like a weird card. Like I think I would have thought you'd want all choke Vaders, but I think it was a Vader Amal and a Sith Fury in there, so those aren't great Destiny. Like
So he's got 3 plus 2, 3,
I'm
4.
not sure he can. I'm not sure Jeff can battle there with that. Oh, maybe he does. All right, so he battles, and
He still has a Gick in hand, but like,
yeah, it's yeah,
and
yeah. And Kieran, that's what we kind of talked about. Is like if he can, Jeff still has the Gick, but that would be bad if Bill gets the I'm going to shoot Han, or I'm going to shoot Han with shoot Vader with Han, and then battle and shoot Tarkin and make you Gick it all.
and then he also gets the superficial damage, so he can put a card back into use.
Yeah,
That's not
he
really
can
helping
superficial
him.
the gun down. Yeah, because he
Yeah.
doesn't have a good blaster. So, like, based on what those Destiny were, I'm not sure I wouldn't have just let that battle go through. Like, if he chokes out Leia, I guess
The
if
problem
he
is if he
hits the
gets
1 in 3,
right, you have a
yeah,
33% chance of having really bad stuff happen.
yeah. And in this case, yeah, he's got to move away. So, because Jeff also sees the problem there and
Yeah.
throws out resistance. So, yeah, so it caps it at a drain of 2, just smart. Um, I'm wondering if
Yeah.
Bill doesn't need to break Jin's cover here just to threaten
He
another drain.
problem is he just gets opened up to first strike damage in another spot.
Yeah, but that's like it's unfortunate, but I mean Jeff doesn't really have enough left to if you're gonna do
Jeff
the
has
first strike damage.
Jeff has 8 and 2.
Yeah, but does he have any cards in hand? Does he have any
Yes.
characters in hand that work?
He did until I'm assuming his hand is Thrawn and Gick still.
Okay, yeah.
'Cause that's what he had
So
before.
Thrawn somewhere is fine. And Bill's looking at the math and so
Yeah.
yeah, battle order I think ends up
If
burning
if Bill had after that one bad battle moved Jen over, he would have saved at least 3 damage so far.
yeah, that would have been real big. That was a
Yep.
huge that was a huge mistake by Bill, unfortunately.
Well, I
So
mean, yeah, he's got Maul out. He's not gonna deploy
yeah, he
2
doesn't care about
Mauls.
Maul. Maul's stuck.
Yeah. Well, stuck on indoor. He ain't deploying to
Like
the
I said, though,
west.
I think if Jeff had just ignored the bunker with Han and gone straight to the power core, that might have been equally interesting.
Yeah.
Like it would have
Would've-
changed the whole way the game got played, but I think that would have been a solid, real solid plan, especially because then Han is stuck on Endor, where you don't particularly care about him. All right, so Jeff's gonna pay 3 to drain for 6. And I don't think Bill's got any more to do here.
Yeah.
All right,
All right,
okay.
so it looks like Jeff won game 2
By more than enough.
by
Very
more than
close.
4. Yep.
Very excellent match by both of them. So we've got.
We'll have the semifinals coming up.
Yep.
I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream temporarily, just so anybody that comes on late can jump on Twitch and rewatch this round if they want to. But we'll be right back. I just want to end it real quick and restart it just for that purpose. We had a few requests for it yesterday, and I feel like it's worth doing. So, be right back, guys.